Hello and welcome everybody to the second day of the Mayhem of Ragnirock EU tournament. We got a lot of great games today, and now we have the penultimate team of the top 8 participants looking for that grand prize at the end of the day. I'm You Got Froned, and here today with me is Flambo. How are you doing, man?
I'm doing quite well, man. Let me tell you, yesterday when I was with your Craigslist replacement defensive, we had a pretty good time. Had a lot
My
of
long
good
lost
matches.
brother.
The one who got abandoned at birth. No, but we had a great time yesterday. Getting up to the top 8 was quite a treat to behold. I had a bunch of amazing matches, but now we do finally, as you mentioned before, have our final 8 contenders here looking to get a shot at the crown for the Mayhem of Ragnarok. Of course, those top 8 contenders are going to be Machette, Blaze, Knees, Simple, Viper, Agzo, Chetero, and Pavelski are going to be doing their best here to see who can come out on top. And I have to say, I'm pretty darn excited.
I can't wait to see what we have as well. A lot of great players here showing up in the top 8. A lot of great games yesterday and moving into the day. Hopefully they got a lot of practice in, because this is going to be it for this tournament. We got coming up first, Chetero and Pavelski getting this kicked off. Chetero on the Hattori, Pavelski on the Ragnir. We saw a lot of that yesterday. He was going off with the axe play, going off stage, taking the fight to Addy Mestic and knocking him out, a longtime favorite. And now he's going up against Chetero on the Hattori. And I think what we'll get is a lot of really good stuff. Chetero, of course, doing a lot of really, really top tier plays recently, especially in the Pro Series. In just earlier this week, he had that crazy, clean 0 to death in the crew battle in the Pro Series. So I can't wait to see how he's brought over that stuff to the top 8 today.
Yeah, and with that said, in case anyone's wondering, this is in the lower side of bracket. Chetero did get sent into losers yesterday in a pretty close, a 2-1 set versus Knees. In fact, it looks like Chetero had a bit of a 2-1 day yesterday, also dropping a game to Ishet. But with that said, was able to climb his way through losers, only having to beat Flamethrower to qualify for top 8, and that's exactly how he got where he is now. But here we are loading onto Miami Dome for the first match of the day. Chetero versus Pavelski, Hattori versus Ragnir. Let's see how it plays out.
One of my favorite maps with one of my favorite soundtracks, getting that started hot already. Chetero, look at the damage coming out, the double down light Sair. So much damage in another one, pushing him off, and that's going to be the KO!
Cow,
Clean KO! Perfect! Chetero going crazy to start this off. That's not even 20 seconds.
Okay. Is that the type of energy we got for today? Is that the type of energy we got for today? Wow, Chetero. Oh, he wants to speed run this bracket, man. He's speed running through Pavelski. Pavelski hasn't really had much of a chance to play here. I mean, Chetero only, kind of light orange, still racking on more damage. We're going to see if Pavelski's able to kind of rein him in here. The horses are getting a little wild.
Pro Series was just prophecy, and Chetero is a philosopher with a third eye. He can see the future, and he's just showing us what he's got. Chetero going off still against Pavelski, who was a monster yesterday, and he's just getting thrown around like a rag doll right now. This is insane.
Okay.
Ooh, the turnaround, though. Nice down sig from Pavelski to get that KO off on the right side. Chetero with the snapback recovery, though. There, he wastes no time whatsoever.
I'm not gonna like that delay recovery coming out from Chetero. That should be enough right again. Back to back, we're gonna see a whole lot of that today. I mean, come on, man. This is one of the bread and butters, one of the most guaranteed kill options that the sword has, especially as it's changed throughout the years. Definitely has had some of the power shifted. D-Light Terror used to be your homeboy, but now it's all about that D-Light recovery.
Always a fantastic option. Recovery almost off the top. The double is going to find it, and that's Pavelski finding another KO to equalize the stocks and bring it back to 0. And now Chetero and Pavelski looking for those opportunities. Pavelski with that weapon denial as well, going to give him a little bit more room to work with, but Chetero doesn't even care as he just goes in with the unarmed.
Okay. Gonna retreat to a platform here. You can tell he wants this weapon. Pavelski's trying to starve him. Only manages to get one hit though before Pavelski's actually able to go ahead and scoop that up. And now we're playing this little waiting game here.
Pavelski with a lot of damage, taking Chetero off stage. This is somewhere where both of these players really shine, but when both players shine off stage, who comes out on top? This is something that we gotta keep a quick eye on, and Pavelski with those guitars trying to force this edge guard game as much as possible.
Yeah, despite the explosive start from Chetero here, it's going to be a pretty even game. Pavelski, stuck on the ledge for a little bit here. Oh my God, he just did it!
And he can't even get back from that either. What an explosive start to this top 8 today. Chetero with a crazy take in that first game, that game 1, getting things all started off with the perfect stock.
See, that was
I can't even believe that happened.
Because I feel like, and maybe that was just, at the end there, it looked like Pavelski, if he just continued to holding left, might have been able to drift and maybe get a nip. I don't know. It looked like he held right and didn't even give himself the opportunity. I'm not sure, but it looks like we're going to Twilight for game 2. Hopefully Pavelski can go ahead and take this game. I'm imagining it's going to be a whole lot better for him if it doesn't start off in the same manner as last time.
Oh, it might. Chetero already getting a lot of damage out on that unarmed play. Off stage, going for a little more. And just weapon spawns don't mean anything to Chetero as he just goes in with the fisticuffs.
Okay. Pavelski once again trying to do a little bit of extra damage while guarding that weapon. Won't be able to do it for exceptionally long though. Chetero doing an immaculate job of finding his way in, using the Nair as a retaliatory tool. Oh my God.
Chetero saved by Pavelski. I know he only had the recovery option to get back to stage, and making it back is usually the biggest priority, but he could have, with a little bit of discretion, maybe let Chetero fall there. That's a very interesting play. But Pavelski still getting a lot of damage off, and he does have the damage lead as well. So let's see if we can see him convert into this KO.
Okay, going around the world, Pavelski coming up from the left side this time around. Does the side signature to catch Chetero and secure that first stock, and that's exactly what Pavelski wants. Wants to try and extend this lead, but Chetero hunting for more. Pavelski trying to get the half pipe, racking up so much extra damage now. Chetero needs to find this cool as soon as possible, and he drops his confirm there. That D-Light recovery could have been it.
It was right there. Very nice downlight reads on those guitars from Pavelski, and another neutral sig forcing Chetero off stage, trying to find his way back. Does get the down air touch onto the wall corner, and now Pavelski backing off for the axe, but it's going to cost him as the recovery takes him right off the top. Chetero making his way back into the game. A big deficit, though, in terms of damage, and Pavelski trying to make something happen off of that offstage play. Finds the downlight, but no conversion point.
Okay, it's going to be some good extra damage from Chetero. He's racking it up quickly, making up for lost ground in the blink of an eye here, trying to get Pavelski into the red here. Pavelski going to retaliate with a recovery of his own, and that should be enough. Beautifully spaced recovery from Pavelski, catching Chetero out the skies, confirming the second KO of game 2.
Chetero on his last stock playing a little bit more careful. Pavelski trying to get a little bit more out of his map control and positioning. Now that he's got the axe, he can get a little bit more out of it as well. Those down lights, those down airs, everything in his arsenal allows him to get so much out of his positioning. But right now, Chetero getting the quick turnaround, those spear plays, knocking Pavelski right off the top of the map. That short blast zone off the top, making it very easy to find those vertical KOs.
Here we go. Pavelski's looking to seal it out here. Chetero looking to get that damage, and he's been able to kind of rack it up pretty quickly, kind of toward these earlier damages here. But as it gets closer to the KO percent, oh my God, back to back. Pavelski. Oh.
The back and forth heavy volleys from both players really getting a lot of damage out, with Pavelski finding that recovery at the end was a very nice. It was very nice wake-up plays coming out from both of them in order to get that damage out and try to get those interrupts as well.
And here we go. Game 3. And we're already seeing, a little bit of a back and forth here. Chetero has his moments of brilliance here where he's just kind of, I think game one's beginning even speaks for itself. But even outside of that, the way both of these two are able to confirm when they have the advantage has been a delight to watch thus far. They're usually able to at least get 3 to 4 hits. Look at Pavelski go off right there. We've seen him get that ground pound before, really rack up a good chunk of damage. But Chetero needs to be able to kind of find these KOs a little bit quicker. That's where Pavelski has been lapping him a little bit. He's been able to get the hits, but also the kill confirms to support it.
And he's definitely, as well, playing a little bit closer to the chest with his damage dealing, being a little bit more conservative in terms of what moves he's choosing to throw out. Chetero being very careful, especially with the down lights and a lot of these grounded neutral lights. And you can see that combo just coming out, the string coming out, the neutral light, down light, Sayer to force Pavelski off stage as well is just the kind of stuff he's kind of staying back into, because he's realized in this last game Pavelski is able to find those reads onto him and get a lot of damage out, especially with the Qatar axe combo. So Chetero is seemingly reeled back that super aggressive chase down from that first game, which is probably going to get him a little bit more mileage out in this game 3.
Okay, and there we go, off the Heezy with the weapon toss, looking for that final hit here from both players. Chetero getting the unarmed Sayer, trying to hunt down Pavelski, and that spear recovery twice now, just barely missing Pavelski, able to get right through him and burn through him with that side signature. But Chetero will not be lagging far behind as he picks up the KO with the D-Light recovery.
Pavelski caught without a weapon. This is an opportunity for Chetero to really get a lot of damage in, but he is only going to find, I think, a down light before Pavelski finds that Qatar's. But it doesn't even matter. Chetero getting a ton of damage, tries to go for that side sig, but gets stuffed out. Pavelski now trying to throw a half pipe in there, but it gets a wrench in the plans as it gets interrupted by Chetero. Now turning around, it's just a volley of attacks back and forth in the neutral, and both of these players just trying to get any damage that they can, and now the big hit comes out from Chetero, looking for a recovery, possibly not going to throw it out there, not going to go for that risky play. And now the sword play coming out, almost finding a K off the top, but it's not going to be enough.
Okay, look at the spacing from Pavelski here. He's trying to space around that side light because he does know there is a little bit of a dead zone up to the hilt of the weapon. Doing just fine nonetheless, looking for that final blow. Going to get retaliatory hit from a Sayer from Chetero, and Chetero now barely in the lead. But we're going to see Pavelski able to find his KO quick. I mentioned before he didn't really seem to struggle finding those last hits before, but looks like Chetero's making the adjustments in his defensive game.
Pavelski with a side air, finding that KO, making his way back, and that's going to be a stock equalizer again as it comes back down to 1-1 on the stocks. Pavelski with a little bit of a drawback, but it's only the damage difference is not nearly enough to make a super big difference here, especially if Pavelski can find a really big half pipe string onto Chetero. And it already looks like that deficit is going to be built back by Pavelski, especially with this axe play.
Just look at the damage. Wow, how do you not get hit by that recovery? The control of his drift. No way.
The recovery off the side. Chetero trying to make his way back. This is a very good punish point for Pavelski, but he can't find that KO, and that's going to cost him as Chetero gets the turnaround string onto Pavelski off stage. The side sig not going to KO. The weapon throw just getting dodged through. And Pavelski trying to confirm that kill off onto the side with the ground pound, but it's not going to connect. And now Pavelski with the recovery looking for the KO, and the KO off the top. Chetero finding it with the recovery through Pavelski's recovery, and that is going to do it as Chetero moves on, and Pavelski is knocked out. What a major turnaround from both of those players. Chetero with the start, the advantage in the beginning, and Pavelski with a great mindset to come in and turn it right back around. But Chetero with that opportunistic recovery off the top is exactly what he needed in order to take that game down. Or is it best of 5?
It is best of 5, all top 8, best of 5. There we go.
I thought it was best of 3 until.
All right,
I guess that's what we're doing. All right, best of 5. He's not out yet. He's still fighting. Woo! More. Let's go.
God, Fern. Nah, man, but that's the beautiful thing about being able to split it up. For 2 days here, we get to have that little bit of extra time on day two to make sure that all of top eight is best of five. Really give the competitors a chance to understand what's going on, make those adaptations, and show what they're all about here. Pavelski, I'm excited to see what else he can bring to the table here. Just simply based off the fact that his axe play has been looking pretty rough for Chetero to deal with. Just every single time, hit after hit after hit. We saw him get that recovery last match that ended up leading into that very precarious scenario. Chetero was able to navigate through it all right, but man, there are just so many different angles that recovery can send you from the axe, and that downward trajectory one almost seemed to be the worst possible one for Chetero in that moment.
Pavelski trying to get a lot more damage out with that axe, though, finds the Umbrella of Death as he fires Chetero up into space, but it's not going to find the KO, unfortunately for him, and Chetero now flips the damage back around and forces Pavelski off stage.
Okay, another one. That's not going to work. Go ahead and dash in, Trow off the top, Pogo into Sayer. I like it from Chetero, going ahead and securing that first KO. Pavelski now, I like the fact that he doesn't actually kind of bide any time, just goes right in. The weapon spawn comes to him, lands literally directly on top of Pavelski. It's kind of like a message from God and helps him set up for that delight recovery.
Pavelski getting a lot more damage out with good reads with the neutral airs as well from Pavelski. Turnaround though from Chetero looking off the top, and that's going to take him out way quickly. What? Chetero just knocked out Pavelski off the top in, what was that? Yellow? Orange?
It looks like Chetero, I mean, oh my God, is he going to do it again?
He's looking to do it again. This is insanity.
Look at the juggles from Chetero are insane. He just has these moments where he completely pops off. Look how many recoveries he's been able to confirm. He's chasing him. He's chasing him. Okay. Nair coming out now, bounces off, and just straight down to the Shadow Realm. Can't quite get the kill. Beautiful turnaround from Pavelski. With some of his last legs here, trying to survive versus Chetero. Chetero probably just going to beat him to a bloody pulp with that fist.
Looking for the KO. Now he's got Pavelski real deep in the red. Only thing, well, there it is. the uppercut finisher onto Pavelski, and I think that is going to be it for that one there. Making it 3-1 in the set. Chetero taking it down, 550 damage to 339. Insanity from Chetero as he just turned it up to 11 at the end with those juggle plays. It was like we're at the state fair in the big tent at the circus finale of the whole thing, and the juggler just comes out and steals the show by juggling every single one of the other people.
Yeah, definitely could not be me. I'm way too frail. But no, that was great, man. Chetero, he had like 2 or 3 really, really lively moments there. I mean, of course, the start of the game on Miami Dome and that beautiful juggle sequence we just saw in that last game. He really just had moments where he kind of snapped it. It shows, man. Chetero definitely proving why he deserves to move on further in bracket. Now, he will have to play probably the loser of Knees and Simple, I'd imagine. But first, we're going to have the other side of losers round 1 in the top 8. That's going to be Viper versus Agzo coming up to the plate here. Viper rocking that beautiful Ragnir, and then Agzo with the Bodvar.
He's got the Gold Forge colors on, just showing off his stuff. Level 79, but then again, you look at the other side, and Agzo on the level 100 Gold Forge Bodvar. So I don't know if you're comparing levels by themselves, then of course Agzo is going to win. But that's not how it works. And Viper and Agzo have gone against each other multiple times in the past. So we'll see how they clash today in the Ragnirock EU tournament.
Yeah, I'd actually be curious to see what the head-to-head for these guys is like, man. I mean, there's no strangers to seeing each other in bracket. Now, Bodvar, yeah, I'm happy to see, man. Agzo, of course, rocking that legend I feel like I don't know, man. I mean, Bovar, as I always say, never really falls out of style. But I do feel like, as of late, I haven't been seeing Bodvar as much in the top eight. So I am glad to see Agzo there rocking that legend. And I want to see what he's able to do here against Viper's Ragnar. Because, man, if there's any time for Viper to go off, it would be the Mayhem of Ragnarok, man. It only makes sense. It's thematic.
Well, the time would be now. So we will see what you just delved into, whether or not it comes to pass in this game. Viper versus Agzo, though. Bodvar versus Ragnar. Ragnar, one of those very, honestly, safe picks that you usually see in both NA and EU. But Viper pulling it out right here against Agzo. Agzo, we normally see him on the Bodvar, of course. We discussed the level 100 already. But anyway, Viper already getting things started off. It's just trading blows back and forth between Viper and Agzo. The big hit, though, killing from Orange onto Agzo. Explosive decision from Viper to find that KO off from the right side.
That's what I call it, man. Whenever you get hit by that Ragnar side signature with the axe, I always say it is hot off the furnace. Still piping red. You can feel the burn, but Agzo not letting it get to him, going for that coach pitch and looking for the final hit. Beautiful recovery. The scoop Viper. Viper trying to finesse and will be able to get the touch there. Can still make it back. Beautiful recovery from Viper, navigating that precarious scenario with the utmost care and meticulousness, making it back to the stage.
Yeah, the fact that Agzo couldn't find that KO is going to cost him quite dearly if he can't find the KO soon, because Viper allowing him to extend this stock out is the exact opposite of what he needs. Any extra damage that Viper gets in is just a buy one, get one free on those stock sales. And as everyone knows, you gotta get the most out of those sales as you possibly can. So with that hammer, they're looking for the possible KO. Those side airs coming out, those are prime move selections for finding those KOs. But Viper finally finding that axe is going to give him a little bit more range to contest with those side airs, especially. And now off stage, the recovery coming out, looking for the recovery himself from Agzo. Not going to find the grab, and it's going to lead into a little bit more neutral as Agzo is just trying to secure a kill right now, and he can't. Viper is just living so long and finding another KO through it all.
Yeah, it looks like Agzo's kind of placing his hitboxes just a little bit off, and it's costing him here in some of these edgeguard scenarios, just not quite lining it up to hit Viper. And now Viper is just getting so far ahead now. Wow, the tail end of that recovery, though, from Agzo. Actually going to KO Viper, but he has a lot of work to be done here.
Well, with the extensive lead that Viper has, it's very hard to say that he doesn't have a very strong control over this match. Agzo right now with the hammer, trying to get as much damage as possible in, looking for the punishes. There's stomp conversions, but not able to find too much success as Viper just spikes him right out of the ceiling and takes it down in a very convincing fashion.
Look at that 539 damage from Viper in comparison to the 257 from Agzo there. So that's going to be pretty rough. That's more than twice the amount of damage. Agzo, was struggling to find those hits, seemingly in general. I mean, I majorly noticed it in the off-stage game where he'd go for like an unarmed down air and it would just narrowly miss. You can attribute that to maybe Viper's maneuvering as well, but with that said, he's going to need to figure out what's causing him to miss out on the ability to just kind of touch Viper when he needs to, whether it's the spacing of his attacks, whether he needs to overshoot just a little bit to preemptively guess where Viper's going to be. He needs to figure that out as soon as possible. He does have 2 more games to figure out what the issue is. Now the question is, will he be able to do that?
Well, that is the big question, and we will see if he has an answer in game number 2. Otherwise, he's going to be put down another game, and being down 2-0 in a set can be very damaging on the mentality. But that's something to cross the bridge if we get there. Agzo going to be trying to make the most out of this map as he possibly can, and having a lot of those hammer gimp tools and the aerial heavy kit, we can possibly see a a little bit of extension out of his comfort zone as he goes off stage with Viper. But we'll see if that happens. Agzo already getting things started with the sword, getting a lot of good damage out. Good reversal from Viper, though, with the unarmed into a axe conversion.
And you can even see from Viper how he's trying to extend the damage. You can see the patience. He'll go for a sidelight nair, a jump, and then oh my god, forget about it. This again. The obliteration from Viper with that side sig. You know, of course, Ragnar, you know, for everyone that plays the game, I'm sure they know, has that special property when he does it off the ledge, where he kind of does that spiking hitbox. But man, Agzo not looking like he was ready for that at all. Getting hit by that, what, twice now?
Agzo making his way back to the stage with Viper's just gatekeeping the corner as Agzo gets a quick turnaround as Viper just looks for that offstage edge guard. Not going to connect the recovery, and the scoop from Agzo is going to throw Viper off, and he's going to have to run back again, back to the stage corner, looking for a little bit more damage, and Agzo is now going to have to make something work out of this positioning as Viper is just trying to stay alive as long as possible, hold on to that first stock in a mirror of what happened in the first one. But this time, Viper's not going to hold on to that. Ooh, I actually thought he was going to make it back for a second. That was a very, very tense moment.
It was kind of close there. I'm not going to lie. You know, for Agzo there, might want to just hover around the area a little bit longer just to make sure next time. But still, he got the KO backed off. He had the correct awareness there. Viper still, you know, on the prowl here. Agzo is making this comeback more and more of a reality, though. He's making up for the lost damage right at this moment. We are on Shipwreck, so he's going to be able to survive at least a few more hits. But Viper trying to end it now still.
Agzo looking for the slaps right now as he's holding on to that unarmed range play, and now Viper without a weapon himself. Let's see if he's just as comfortable. And now it looks like they're just going to go fisticuffs for a moment until Agzo, getting slapped out of the sky. That's going to be Viper getting another KO and having that stock lead once again. Agzo trying to get a little bit more damage, but it's not quite where he has Viper in the damage range where he can find a quick KO to equalize this. So that might be a little bit dangerous.
Oh my god, Viper's going off, man. He's going for these weapon throws a lot to stagger Agzo for just a brief moment and try to extend his punish. And now he's sitting by the side here. Might go for a D-Light. Notice goes for a dash back unarmed side signature. I guess expecting an approach from Agzo, but Agzo just kind of baited and waited and didn't give him that aggression that he was looking for. But Viper still so far ahead now. Agzo looking for maybe a stomp to go into the Sayer. There's one, still can't find it. He's trying to hunt down this venomous snake.
Well, if he's hunting down the venomous snake, then, you know, Agzo's Steve Irwin, because he just took another one out. I mean, crikey. Viper now unarmed, finding those guitars, might find a little bit more in terms of versatile damage, especially with those signature moves. Finding the down sig, not going to find the KO out of it though. Agzo still surviving, and now with the edge guard positioning, punishing with the stomps as well, getting a little bit of damage out, almost getting that damage even again. But now with the axe pulled out from Viper, this could allow him to turn things around, especially that side air, so devastating as Agzo makes his way back to stage. It's going to come down to a game of mistakes, and whoever makes the mistake first is going to get punished thoroughly.
Oh, I don't even
and there it is.
Got stuffed, just couldn't get the touch. He was this close, but Agzo timing the down air in the nick of time, being able to stop Viper from making it back to the stage. Shipwreck falls, small walls coming into play there, making it so Viper would have a tough time recovering and streamlining his recovery quite a bit, so Agzo could go ahead and capitalize on that as well.
3, 2, 1, brawl!
Okay.
Agzo already getting things started off in terms of sword damage. Just a little bit, though. Just a very tiny bit, you know, just to get something started. It's like preheating the teapot when you're heating the water up. You want to get it ready. So that's kind of what we're seeing right now, is just both of these players heating up in game number 3. Viper getting a lot of good guitar damage from the center of the map.
go. I like the weapon throw coming out from Viper here. Try and go ahead and get himself some more hits. Agzo going with the spot dodge into the stomp here, wanting to get more juicy conversions into that side air, into that side light as well, and kind of go for these extended reset scenarios. But Viper showing a little bit of patience and going for, what, 2 side sigs in the span of 5 seconds, trying to get this confirmed onto Agzo and move on to the next stock.
Viper with the umbrella of death, finding Agzo in the jump, taking him out off the top. That is a huge amount of force, and getting caught by that at any point in the red is just instant death, instant kill mode Spider-Man. So Agzo now caught without a weapon. Viper trying to find as much punishment as he possibly can with that map control, holding the center with the axe, giving him a lot of versatility in what moves he can throw out. Ooh, Agzo chasing off stage though, and this could be very devastating if anyone gets caught by anything, but the movement from both of these players is just in line enough so that they don't get too punished too badly.
Okay, once again, Viper making great use of these weapon tosses to open up Agzo here, and now, you know, pretty much on the verge of lapping him. Agzo probably going to find that KO there. Yeah, nice, simple, goes ahead and runs out there, hits an unarmed down air to make abundantly sure that he's going to be able to confirm that KO, but Viper has done most of the hard work on this stock. Agzo, though, oh my god, chasing him down.
Viper with the recovery, not going to find the KO just yet. Gets the weapon toss as well. Agzo having just enough to get to the island. I don't think if that island was there, I think Viper would have had the move selection he needed to confirm that kill, but that island being there allowed Agzo to just get that little tap, and that sort of movement is exactly what he needed. But Agzo now in the center of the map, looking for those aerials, getting caught out by the side air, and Viper now taking that lead in the orange, 2-1 in the set.
Okay, and here we go. Viper coming in on the prowl once again on Agzo, chasing him down. The Nair catching Agzo from the backside, and even the weapon toss to stuff Agzo as he tries to run to get a weapon. Viper has been very oppressive the moment he's able to kind of zone break Agzo, and those weapon tosses have been being such a big deal for him to make that happen. That time he just overshoots a side light, and that gives him the opportunity to get in on Agzo as well. Agzo seemingly struggling to get a hit on a Viper, and you might just need to slow down a little bit. I just need to say, all right, you know, I'm not going to throw out a hitbox for a while. I'm just going to kind of wait and see, maybe try to bait out a move from Viper and punish that. Like right there, we saw him whiff the downlight, and that gave Agzo the opportunity to get a neutral out of his own. You might need a little bit more of that if he wants to be able to get these hits on a Viper.
Well, you know, that's one of those really good strategies to really enforce in a game where you have to be very careful about what moves the opponent is throwing out, such as the umbrella of death. You just can't throw out those jumps, but those wait and baits, like you were talking about, very, very solid strategies. And we saw, I think, a lot of that coming out from both players at times. But that is going to be Viper taking down game number 3, 2-1 in the set. One more, and he moves on to the, I believe it's the quarterfinals in the lower bracket.
Yeah, look
to
at
face
that,
off
man.
against. Well, that's
Agzo.
something to worry about later. But Agzo and Viper, game number 4. Agzo
Switching up.
just trying to
Thor,
survive.
the God of Thunder.
Sticking with the hammer and swapping to the orb from the sword. Very, very interesting decision here. I don't think I've seen Agzo on orb, so it's going to be a very interesting choice nonetheless. Now, I could have just missed it in the past. He might be a Thor, an orb player, but we'll see. I'm excited because this is the first for me personally.
I mean, yeah, we're going to have to see him get a chance to play first. The game starting off pretty disastrously for Agzo here, but he is equipped with the orb, gets that Sair, and wow, he just did the gravity cancel side sig to make his way back to the stage. Agzo, once again, not ready for it. The accuracy that Viper has had with these kind of offstage side sigs has been pretty much immaculate, man. I don't know how many he's missed, but I definitely know the ones he hit because they make such an impact every single time.
Some unarmed blows from Viper, the neutral between these two, very tight. No one trying to make any mistakes right now. Viper going off stage, looking for a little bit of something. No punish from Viper. Interesting choice. Agzo getting the side air, and Viper now trying to make his way back. Down airs through the wall to get that touch. but can he make it back now? Agzo missing the down air is going to cost him just a little bit, and that is going to be a quick turnaround KO from Viper.
I liked where Agzo was going with that edge guard as well. We saw him get the orb down air off the corner to actually hit Viper back down, but just couldn't find that last hit to seal out the stock. And then that kind of, I feel like that's where Agzo has been struggling a lot. He gets the damage, he gets Viper off the stage, he's in the edge guard scenario. But when it comes to securing the stock with that final hit, he's been dropping it sometimes. And Viper has been able to take that moment and extend it to a good chunk of damage, but not today. Agzo finding that stomp side air to go ahead and confirm that KO. And now with 2 stocks a pop here, but you have to remember Viper is up a game in the set.
Good string out from Agzo to get a little bit more damage out. That side light, down light, or the down light's there. Agzo with the orb, doing a pretty decent job of keeping the spacing in tow. Oh, the side air, the side stick just stops short and gets punished by Viper and pushing him off stage. Now that Viper has the axe, the roll's turning around. I guess Viper was trying to go for that chase, but Agzo just went back on the stage. And either way, the side stick coming out, Agzo and Viper are going to be doing the dance again as they swap places, and Agzo finally finding that side stick is going to be successful this time around. The Umbrella of Death not going to connect this time as well. Viper has been on point with most of those, but right when he needed it, he couldn't connect it off stage.
And just take a look here from Agzo at how many side sigs he's willing to throw out. Thor's side sig has deceptively low cooldown, so he feels perfectly comfortable throwing it out time and time again. We just saw him do it there. And honestly, compared to the last 2 games, we haven't even seen that much of the hammer from Agzo. He's trying to rack up that damage with the orb first, and then it looks like maybe the plan is here, once he gets them to kind of the orange to the red, switch over to that hammer, start mashing that side sig, maybe read a jump and throw out that down sig.
Viper going for the offstage chase, the recovery not going to connect. The side air forcing Agzo off, and that down air is going to do it as he finishes off Agzo. 3-1 in the set. Viper taking it down and moving on to the quarterfinals against Agzo. Waiting for the winner of the knees and simple game, which I believe is going to be coming up right in a moment. But what a solid game from Viper. A big show of force with the Ragnirock, the guitar axe selection. Something that we've been seeing from him a lot recently.
That just goes to show, man. I mean, they just started, but we already have 2 combatants out of the shell, right? That's going to be Agzo out at 7th place, and the same is going to be Pavelski as well. So now, we are down 2 competitors. We still got 6 more in here ready to duke it out. Got Blaze and Machette here inside the lobby. That's going to be one side of our winners semifinals, and that's going to be some fun as well. I mean, watching Blaze's Sidra yesterday was quite a treat, man. I mean, I love watching Cannon personally, but Daimyo, whoa, there's some stuff there too, man. I mean, we've seen what Scythe can do, but Mordex / Daimyo, now that
Yeah, I mean, that combination, we've seen a lot of success out of it, especially within the past year or so. But especially recently, a lot of people still playing the Daimyo / Mordex, getting a lot of damage out of a lot of mileage, I should say, out of the Scythe Gauntlet combination, especially with the SIGs that come along with them. So let's see if Machete brings it to the table here against Blaze. Blaze bringing the Sidra and the first cannon in the top 8 today.
Okay, starting off on Miami Dome. Looks like we might be a popular spot today, and I'm not complaining. The music here slaps.
It's one of my favorite. It's one of my favorites. I love when the players pull out this map. I mean, the soundtrack and the stage itself, it just makes for some really exciting games. And Machete getting punished off some of the sword plays, looking for a little bit of Scythe startup options, but Blaze with the punish, forcing the offstage. Machete pulling him right out of the sky, though.
All right, Blaze coming with the neutral air now. Gonna go ahead and jump around the corner, trying to make his way back to center. Machete still grabbing him every single time. All right, goes for the Sayer as well. That's not going to work. Another Sayer from Machette trying to hunt down Blaze. And Gauntlets, of course, are that flavor of the month right now. They can feel so oppressive. You can rack up so much damage so quickly. You get one read on a dodge, you can say goodbye to the stock. Oh, what a beautiful recovery from Blaze to go ahead and secure that first KO. Machette looking to find a weapon now. I like the toss. The little Brawlhalla shim hit Machette with the D-Light unarmed neutral sig. A nice tried and true combo there. Of course, you see people go for the recovery sometimes, but that unarmed neutral sig also guaranteed and has a little bit more punch to it, and it'll kill in some of those scenarios where the unarmed recovery will not. Scoops.
Down light coming out. Ground pound looking for the, oh, he gets the wall touch off the down sig. That's actually hype. It goes for another one. Doesn't catch Machete on the down sig as well. Blaze trying to make his way back up the stage, but with a fantastic recovery option to do so. Missing the attacks, hitting them either way. What a nice move selection to make it back to that wall touch.
Ooh, nice. Guess the D-Light right there to send Blaze off stage one more time. The ground pound for the job security. Machete. He's in here, here to play.
I remember he said he didn't really care about how it was pronounced, and there's like a few different ways to say it. But either way, Blaze getting things off with the cannon right now. Look at the KO on him. Machete, however you want to say it, we'll figure something out. He's going off with the, oh, almost hits the recovery off the wall bounce off stage. That would have been hype, but I don't even know how to say it anymore. Machete, I'll just stick with that. Machete going in with that scythe, looking for all these option strings, trying to force Blaze off stage again, but Blaze with the damage, looking for that KO, trying to equalize those stocks. That's what he's going to be going for. That ground pound, though, unreactable off that dash jump, and looking for the KO, looking for any one of these ground pounds to hit off stage. Finally finds one, finds two, 3 times the charm. There it is, and he can't get back. That's gonna do it.
Okay, I like that. Was able to kind of get the triple scoop right there to go ahead and close out that first game. And looks like immediately we're going to see Blaze removing Miami Dome from the map selection pool. Does not want to go back there. Instead, looks like we're going to be heading to Mammoth, which is no surprise there. Going to go ahead and make things a little bit more vanilla, a little bit more normal, a little bit what we're used to seeing. Kind of feels at home probably for Blaze there. And you can see how he's able to play around this map. Not really a lot bigger. And no soft platforms really to kind of mess him up, so should have a pretty good time here. But I don't know if that was really the reason that he ended up losing to Machete in that first game there. So we're gonna find out.
Good options from Machete, and that is going to lead into a little bit more damage. Gauntlet strings coming out in force right now as he gets even more onto Blaze. Weapon throw trying to snipe him off the side, and that's not going to find it. The scythe turnaround, though, forcing Blaze off stage again. The ground pound's coming out. The gravity cancel side sig, not quite going to do it. Too far away from the left blast zone in order to confirm that KO. Machete coming in. I swear I'm going to say this a million different ways, but the recovery off the top is going to finally do it. And that is the first KO. Machete only in the yellow, so this is a fantastic position for him to be in damage-wise, because he can just continue to extend this stock out for a long time after.
Okay, and I like that. Sidelight coming out, not going to lead to much, but trying to get more extended damage from these scythe strings. Blaze just trying to fight his way back to the stage. Machete making it so difficult for him to do so. Just look at, he's controlling the entire base platform. And usually I feel like the cannon's pretty good at doing that. It can feel kind of dominating in how well it can control the X-axis at times. But Machete just doing such a good job of making Blaze's life a living hell.
Going for more ground pounds off stage. Not going to connect that time, but now with the turnarounds, Blaze trying to just get as much damage as possible out of the cannon, finding a few hits here and there, and they are big damage hits, but it is not quite enough. As long as he could force Machete off the stage, we might be able to see more success out of his play right here. But getting caught out by the scythe strings so often, he's just getting disrupted so much.
Okay. Ooh, goes for weapon toss, unarmed recovery, not enough. Gonna pick up that weapon and probably fish for the neck here. No, so he's gonna go switch right back to the gauntlet, starve out Blaze a little bit, but Blaze feeling kind of comfortable unarmed, manages to get a sword, a beautiful throw as a supplement to that, and picks up another sword once again. I'm not sure what he wanted here. Did he want the sword? Did he want the cannon? Looks like he has the cannon again. So
I think he just wanted the KO, to be honest. But that's no buy one get one free KOs today for Machete. So that's gonna do it for that little tidbit. But Blaze now getting knocked straight into the ground as Machete just, another ground pound off stage.
Yeah, he does the thing.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Well, hopefully for Blaze here, we get a little bit of an upgrade, because whatever he's rocking right now is not quite enough. He's hunting down here, trying to figure out how he can get these hits, but look how Machete is just able to just kind of weave in and out here. He dashes back, dodges through. Blaze gonna whiff that attack. Still trying to hit Machete, still can't find it. Machete's all over him. Where are you going, son?
That Daimyo pounce into the ground pound, finding another KO. There's just another one just to make sure it happens. And there is game number 2 out of the way. That's going to be Machete taking game number. I just said that. Anyway, moving on to the next round of map picking. We're going to go to Brawlhaven this time. So a little bit closer to the map size of Miami Dome. Just as big, close blast zones. No ice cream cone in the center, so to speak. So you can sort of shark this map if you need to recover in an emergency, but still, it's about the same as what we saw in the beginning. So I wonder if we'll see the same outcome.
And I am going to wonder here, we're going to see how this Mordex from Blaze kind of plays out here. We did see that Sidra for the past 2 games rocking that sword and that cannon, but now a completely different loadout here. We got the sight and the gauntlets to match Machete, but Blaze looking like he might have a little bit of sauce here. Hold on. Do we got Ragu or not?
Well, he might have the Bertelli.
Okay.
To mix it up, put the Parmesan on and everything. He's like, I could play Mordex too. Look at me. I even got the skin for it too. He's all ready for this. Machete making his way back to stage with the gauntlets. Has to be a little bit careful because of the reach. Oh, but he is gonna get right past. Hit him with the down sig. Throw him straight up into the sky, and that's gonna be stock number 1 gone.
Straight up, cleanest layup we've seen yet today, but has a little bit more to go here. Blaze still struggling to find his KO, gets a neutral light right there. He's able to force Machete into the corner, but still can't find the hit. You saw him not quite space that Sair correctly to hit Machete, and now Machete running away with even more subsequent hits. Blaze finally getting a KO there with that gravity cancel D-light into recovery, but not without getting himself into the orange first on his second stock. Machete looks like he could be on the verge of going ahead and winning this set 3-0 if it continues going the way it's been.
Blaze, he's got the scythe reads. He's not just coming into this off of a panic pick. He knows what to do on this. I'm impressed. So now Machete has to deal with a little bit more of the same that he's been given this whole time. And Blaze with the scythe trying to make his way back onto stage, looking for those neutral airs, trying to throw Machete back into that blast zone, but that ground pound coming out. Ooh, weapon throw going to allow that safe passage through the Dead Sea, so to speak, as Machete does find that recovery back on stage and gets that stock off of Blaze right in fashion with what we've been seeing throughout this whole set.
Well, I would like to see Blaze get a game here, try to show what he's all about, but Machete is making it so difficult. There we go, 1 scoop from the down air, but not really able to extend it into much more. Meanwhile, Blaze on the hunt here, trying to confirm this second KO of the game, but Machete's just making it so difficult, man. It seems to be so hard for Blaze to just connect these hits. Like, you saw him go for the Sair there, gets completely stuffed out by the D-Light from Machete. Just can't seem to put his hitboxes in the right spots. Can't believe that didn't kill.
It was close, but I think the damage was just under that threshold that he needed to find the KO. Machete, though, throwing out all those moves, looking for the recovery. The double recovery not going to connect. Blaze, though, with the turnaround side air, looking for the KO onto Machete. The ground pound not going to connect. That would have done it for that stock, but now the turnaround option going deep for it. And now the recovery not going to find the turnaround either. And Blaze, this is what he desperately needs. He's on his last legs right now. This is his tournament stock. Well, no, not tournament stock. This is upper bracket. I forgot we started on the lower. But Blaze on his upper bracket stocks. That's better. Machete now with the recovery, finding that KO off the top. Even if that didn't finish off, he did have the gravity cancel neutral sig just in case. But that's going to be a 3 and out from Machete. Moving on to the winners finals.
Yeah, we'll have to fight off against the winner of Knees and Simple, who we have loading into the lobby right now. And I know, man, Machete was looking like the guy to beat there, but I also know Simple and Knees also no slouches. We're going to see how they're able to post up and see who's going to be able to move forward to go on and fight off against Machete. Now, granted, thus far, we haven't really seen any Game 5 sets. We had a 3-0 from Machete and Blaze. We had a 3-1 from Viper Agzo, and another 3-1 from Chetero and Pavelski. We've seen people show that they're able to kind of hang in there, but not quite bring it to the point where they're able to bring it all the way back or really make it a nail biter of a set. These people have been able to win their sets, maybe with a little bit of a struggle here and there, but more or less close it out seemingly pretty convincingly. I don't feel like I've seen a set yet today where I've felt like, it really could have gone either way. I felt like the people that won pretty dominantly did so.
We could agree with that for sure. Simple though, and Knees in the last of the games to start things off in the top 8. And now getting things going already. Simple with the unarmed play, showing that he doesn't even care that Knees has the weapon advantage. And now the turnaround with the gauntlets is just extending that lead even farther. And the downlight from Simple to interrupt the downlight from Knees at a arguably longer range. It was a very impressive move on Simple's part.
There we go. Yep, that Wu Xiang pick has been more and more popular as of late. Just has so many good SIGs at his disposal. They're quick, they're hard to punish. It's everything you could want. They cover good angles that the base kit does not. Just all the makings of good SIGs. But what a scoop from Knees! Like that recovery, that kind of zooped him from the left side, just a lingering kind of
like the vacuum cleaner, like the vacuum cleaner recovery. Just sucked him right in.
Ghostbusters, I guess, with that one.
Now we got the fisticuffs for a moment as Simple picks up that spear, trying to get a little bit of ranged out of his kit right now. Not able to find too much damage so far, except for some throws. So I don't know if what he's quite looking for in terms of spear play, but Knees getting a little bit more damage out, trying to confirm the KO. Or trying to confirm some more damage, I should say. Simple confirming the KO with that side sig, and now swapping back to the gauntlets. I guess he was just looking for that opportunity to switch back for that snapback, those punches. Now we got the boxing match.
Here we go. The ring. Shipwreck falls. These guys are going at it. Knees trying to go for that gravity cancel side light. You can see they're pretty much staying inside kind of each other's personal space here, inside each other's private squares. They're just making it such a kerfuffle for these guys to kind of go at it. Now Knees throwing those gauntlets, trying to zone break Simple a bit. No one's really been able to kind of extend any sort of advantage state here. Simple, he gets a hit, has to kind of back off. Knees gets a hit, has to kind of back off. Manages to find that sig there and set up for the edge guard, so he does have positioning, but will he be able to find this final hit here to send Simple into the blast zone, a reset for the ledge guard scenario? And no dice.
Knees with the map control right now, holding onto that scythe. Simple gets right around and right through that neutral sig. He gets a quick punish. Not a big one, but just enough to disrupt things for a moment. Knees with the scythe play, though, getting that side air, going for the quick ground pound. And if Simple was a little bit closer to the wall, maybe that would have been a successful move. But he did get incredibly punished from Simple for that whiff. And that is going to cost him a little bit. Well, not too much, as he gets the snapback KO and equalizes everything in the long run. But still, never want to get caught off those overextended whiffs.
Okay, he's gonna go ahead and run and pick up that spear. Simple now, has that long range tool to kind of deal with the scythe here. I love the conversion right there into that neutral air, kind of bounce off his head there as he does the dodge in. And Simple kind of swatting him out. And that's exactly what I was talking about. The range on the spear can make it feel difficult for Knees. And Knees doesn't even have a weapon anymore. You're going to have the starvation right here. Going to have to go ahead and donate a little bit to his GoFundMe or something because he cannot afford to take all these hits.
Knees with some solid edge guard play, keeping Simple right off on the left side. Simple making his way back and getting a little bit of damage as he's got Knees in the red, but Knees is making a great comeback right now in terms of getting that damage built up very slowly and methodically. Ooh, missing that down air could cost him though. Simple with a turnaround, not finding the big hits he needs though to get the real big punish.
That's the thing for Simple, though. He can kind of throw out those SIGs willy-nilly. Wow, or you can do that. A weapon toss into the unarmed recovery. Confirm the first KO. I was going to say, like, you can just keep throwing out side SIGs if you want, just because of how low the cooldown is. It's pretty hard to punish, especially when the pressure's up in a last stock, kind of last hit scenario like that one. You find yourself feeling a little bit more perplexed when it comes to punishing a move like that, but didn't even need to do it. Just got the unarmed recovery, was able to confirm the KO like that. Simple going up 1-0 in the set.
Looks like they're just figuring out who they want to play this time around. Maybe it's just hand warmers, just, you know, stretching the fingers out a little bit. Maybe it's something else, but who knows? Waiting on the legend picks as well. What can we expect? Do you think we'll see any legend swaps?
I don't, honestly. Maybe. Oh, looks like I was wrong. These going right to the Mirage, so still sticking, with that. I guess the scythe, but wants the spear instead of the gauntlets.
A spear for a spear, perhaps. Simple does have the spear alongside the gauntlets, gives him a little bit more range when he doesn't have the scythe and spear long. A weapon that's been in the game ever since the beginning, so everyone's familiar with that. We'll see how he brings it to the table. Simple and Knees, round number 2, though.
3, 2.
We'll see who comes out on top and if the Mirage pick is a successful one.
Yeah, hopefully you can get maybe Simple to kind of fall into some illusions here. Maybe actually see the Mirage, kind of get him a little loony and trip him up here. His Knees needs to get himself a win on the board at least. He's made it this far, made it pretty deep in the bracket. Definitely doesn't want to go out and win his semis. And this is a pretty good start for him as well, finding that D-Lights there on the jump. Very strong anti-air tool at his disposal, but I want to see if he can really secure a lead for himself.
These are the scythe getting a little bit of damage off, forcing Simple off stage towards the platform. Platform being a little bit of a lifesaver in a lot of those cases when someone's forced off stage in those positions because it gives them the ground to stand on. That's Simple now making his way back to the center, and now Knees with the down sig gravity cancel, going to catch Simple and force him right off the top, taking that first KO in round number 2.
Okay. Side light coming out from Simple. He's going to whiff. He's trying to get these hits on the Knees. Manages to find that side light, though. He's going to pummel his head as well. But will he be able to find a KO? Knees looking for that one hit that can start off the juicy string. Stuffs the down sig from Simple. That could have been disastrous. Could have been Knees on his way out there. But looks like he might still be. Beautiful edge guard conversion coming out from Simple. Just going for the ground pound, knowing that Knees didn't have a lot of options in securing stock for himself.
Just very patient play, finding that neutral air into the ground pound. Just very simple, as the name suggests. Knees, though, trying to pull out that easy cheese, but he's not a Philly, The Knees with that scythe play, trying to get a little bit of, trying to flip the Simple back around, but not finding the KO just yet. Almost off the top with the gravity cancel the gravity cancel down sig. Side sig, though, is going to be what takes him down. And there it is. 2-1, Knees with the lead.
And it looks like Knees has found something that's working for him here. It looks like he's going to keep going for that neutral light, jump up, gravity cancel down sig with the scythe. And as long as Simple keeps allowing him to get that conversion, he's going to feel perfectly free to throw it out. It looks like he keeps going for the same defensive option each time, or maybe just getting his dodge caught out. Either way, it's going to be Knees there, making his way back, has a spear in hand, going to go ahead and duel Simple in the spear ditto. and they're just biding their time here. We're gonna take some time, chill out, man. I'll wait for that wall slip. I don't care. I got all day.
They're at the point where it's a game of inches, and any mistake can cost you the entire stock. So you got to be very careful, and especially playing as Simple right now in your last stock, you can't give Knees any distance at all. Otherwise, I mean, that could cost you the entire game in the very least. Knees, though, with the double recovery, he's got the side air still, but the quick punish on a Simple and the weapon toss to dig to just cover the grave in the rest of the dirt. That's going to do it for game number 2 as Knees takes it down 1-1.
All right, and this is what I wanted to see here, man. Knees, legend swap seemingly being more than enough there, was able to duke it out with Simple pretty convincingly and securing that game 2 with a 2 stock, thus making the set 1-1 as you mentioned. But now I'm wondering here, how much of that was attributed to Blackguard, or will he feel like if he goes to Shipwreck, or like Mammoth, I guess, so we're going to Shipwreck, if he'll just have a much better time. Now, granted, both of these legends are adept at getting some off-stage KOs here. That Gauntlet, that Scythe, and even just the SIGs that they have. Let's say Wushang's Gauntlet forward SIG is going to send you completely off-stage and at that kind of terrifying angle where you're finding yourself closer and closer to the Shadow Realm. So we're going to see how Shipwreck plays into making this match.
Simple not even going for the weapon pickup. His Knees looks like he went to go weapon guard, but I guess realized that Simple hasn't even tried to go for a weapon pickup and has just been going for all those unarmed damage plays. And, in the end, it might actually cost them a little bit of damage because unarmed doesn't have a lot of damage overall. I mean, it has a lot of string combo potential, but that damage is going to cause Simple to have a little bit of a deficit against Knees, who does have a pretty close lead overall, especially after all that blow for blow that they were going for.
There we go, man. We're going to see that scenario several times today. You're going to have one person kind of biding their time on the ledge, the other person waiting, not in the center stage, but, a few character lengths away from the stage so they can kind of dash forward and cover an option. But it looks like right there, Simple's going to go ahead and secure that first KO with that Gauntlet recovery. Now Knees just looking to find that final hit to go ahead and even things up. Will Simple give him that chance, though, trying to go for a big, juicy conversion.
Knees trying to get that easy squeeze with the easy cheese on some fleas as he please. But he's not able to find anything, so maybe not. He's getting back on the stage with the side air, finally finding something to force Simple off on in some sort of pressuring position in this first stock. Knees looking for the ground pound, gets the down air. A nice read from Knees as he finishes off that first stock from Simple.
Now Simple with the double chase dodge forward into the sidelight, looking for more. Knees not allowing him to have it. Beautiful spot dodge from Knees as well, going ahead and beating out Simple's aggressive option there. But Simple does have a lot of damage racked up here. He needs to just kind of find that hit, get him off stage, start setting up for those edge guards. But Knees is making it so difficult to overshoot with the downlight to go ahead and catch Simple, and complete dominance from Knees. He's gonna go ahead and yoink that weapon away and chase down Simple with the spear recovery. Knees completely talking to him, saying, "Don't forget, today's Mother's Day. Tell your mom you love it."
That's all we're seeing right now. Is we're just seeing a bunch of good intentions from all these players, trying to knock all these players out so they can go spend some time with their mothers. What a bunch of nice players. This is the kind of coming together that I love from the Brawlhalla community. Simple looking for the quick execute on Knees' second stock, though, looking for, not going to throw the recovery out from right below. Very interesting decision, but he throws it out now, almost finds the KO, but it's not quite going to do it, as Knees now gets popped off the top like a Snapple cap, and Simple evening up those stocks, and the damage is pretty close as well, and we'll see an even more extension of this momentum from Simple, I think, in the coming plays.
Okay, I'm gonna bide some time here. Goes for the D-light. That's not going to hit. I do like this sidelight recovery. Simple, trying to extend a little bit of damage here, but Nees has been doing an immaculate job of hitting him with the anti-airs every time he's trying to come down. But they've been having some aerial battles, man. It's like some starships going off sometimes with the ways these guys will be maneuvering around the skies. And now we have a little bit of a standoff. Simple's gonna go ahead and break it with the dash back side light, and once again the situation has been reset. But these side lights.
This gravity cancel sidelight raids always a strong option on gauntlets, and it took Simple all the way to the top, but didn't find that KO with the recovery finisher. And now still trying to find it off the top. Another recovery, still not quite enough. Simple not going to give up on those recoveries. Still goes for it, but the dodge through from Nees, turning things around. A little bit more damage. The side sig almost connecting. That would have been certain death for Simple if connected. And Nees now looking almost going to find anything there, but Simple with the KO off that top is gonna finish off game number 3, giving Simple the lead in the set.
There we go, 2-1 Simple. It's able to bite back after that last game that we had seen. Nees had won that game too pretty convincingly. I believe it was Blackguard. But now, taking that to Shipwreck Falls, looked like Simple had a much better of a time. I mean, I guess not even looks like, objectively he must have, considering that he won. But with that said, man, this could be our first set of the day that ends up going to game 5, or it could be another 3-1 today. Now we do have a legend swap coming from Nees. He's going to Lucian, the pink Lucian. Nice little Pink Panther-esque. But
he's got a top hat. He's got the frills. It's like a Victorian era. I hope it's Victorian. I'm not really read up on my historical wear, but he's got the boots on. That's to say at the very least. He's got those fancy boots. I don't know what they're called. I'll be honest.
Well, no, I mean they're definitely not Doc Martens, but we're gonna go ahead.
Are they Tim's?
Yeah, probably. I mean,
they're just pink. That's the only difference.
We'll find out. If he manages to get a lot of ground pounds, that means he's stomping the yard, and then they're undeniably Tim's. But until then, we're just calling them boots. True New Yorker fashion.
Simple with the gauntlet approaches. They started here on, I believe. Did they start here on Miami Dome? My brain is just gone now. But they're here on Miami Dome again. Nees looking for a little bit of the blasters plays, trying to get a little bit of interruption, but Simple just with the gauntlet strings, just getting right on top of Nees, sticking to him like glue. Galaxy glue. With that galaxy brain, of course.
It's working out exactly the way he wants it to. Now Nees is trying to find these other hits here. Got his weapon knocked away. The recovery's going to hunt him down. I thought Simple was going to go for 2, but didn't quite do so. Now Nees, another chance. Thank God. Or maybe not, because Simple's still able to hunt him down. I was going to say, Lucian does have quite a beefy health defense stat, but Simple not really having much care for that. Hitting with 3 recoveries to secure his KO off the top. It's like, all right, I might have to hit you 1 or 2 more times, but I'm fine with that. And just executed correctly.
He's looking for the signatures. He's looking for anything to take the stock off. You can tell he's desperate for it. And those signature moves. Looking side sig coming out, gets punished. And let's see, Sig in 3, 2, 1. No, gets punished out before he can throw anything. And that gauntlet side air just pushing Nees all over. Now the edge guard. Oh, the deep dive. Just like Hot One's deep dive into his Instagrams. That's going to be Simple getting caught out. Looking at all the pictures he didn't want anybody to see.
All right, I have to ask you, what kind of hot sauce was that? What level was it? How many, what are those called? The measures of unit?
The Scovilles?
The Scovilles, yeah.
I think we're in the beginning of the hot sauce list right now, because this is the snapback though. Nees in 1 stock left, maybe not. So we're snapping back real quick. Even damage, uneven stock. Simple looking for that buy one get one free right now. Potentially, I mean, it might not happen. The chance is super low. Oh, getting a lot of damage. That you get the JV4 or JV3 just in case, but these stuff in that opportunity right in the bud.
Okay, Nees manages to get a hit. Ooh, okay, he dips low. But somehow Simple ends up above him even. Just not enough damage racked up onto him. And now Simple looking to close this out here. He is 2-1 in the set. So if he manages to win right here, he will end up sending Knees to the loser's bracket. Knees needs to show those signs of life right now. I'm looking at the vital signs. I'm saying, hey, man, I need to make sure I see some sort of, beating of a pulse here, a heartbeat, something. But Simple's looking to stuff that out and put my man to sleep.
He's got his finger on the pulse right now. He's just trying to see how much time he's got left. Oh, looking for the recovery. It's gonna get punished though. The side air. Now the edge guard came from Simple. All he needs is a recovery, and there it is, right off the top. Simple taking it down 3-1 in the set. No best of fives just yet, as Simple moves on to the winners finals to face off against Machete later, and Knees dropping down to face off against Viper.
Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and say we got best of fives, but no game fives. just to clear that up in case someone was like, well, what do you mean no best of fives? Wasn't this the best of five? No, we got best of fives, but no game fives yet. Nobody's been able to quite make it. We have 3 different 3-1s and then a 3-0 for Machete in the winner's side of semis. But now winners finals, Machete versus Simple. That's going to be a match. We're going to have to dip low a little bit, though, probably right before losers semis plays out. We'll go ahead and hit that winners finals. But now we're going to have Blaze and Chetero fighting for the life here. This is lifeline, life support. Because we are back into the losers bracket. This is for all the marbles, your life. Well, not all the marbles because it's more the tournament. But this is your life in the bracket, man. You lose here. There is no coming back, man. There's no Yggdrasil leaf to bring you back. No Phoenix down. This is it.
No bottled fairies, even though Chetero looks like he has it there on the podium. Whether or not they'll help him out at all, I guess, is remaining to be seen. But we got the maps being banned out right now. Blaze and Chetero getting ready to go. We got the Cannon versus the Classic Hattori, the Kill Bill uniform, Volume 2 or Volume 1. I guess we'll figure out which one it is. Depends on if he wins or not.
And here we go, man. Now we're going to Great Hall, and when I was talking with Diff about this before we were casting the first parts, kind of like the top 16, top 32, we were talking about how we don't really see this stage super often. We feel like it's attributed to the fact that it kind of has, it's a tri-plat, but not a traditional tri-plat, but it also kind of has a huge top platform that can make it so that people can really kind of just like chill out there if they want to, if they can't find a way back down to the main bottom base platform. But here we are with Chetero and Blaze on the stage, and I really want to see how the stage does play out, because you can do a lot of cheeky things here. You can go for like unarmed D-Light and kind of cancel off the platforms, but we may not see that in this match.
Well, it all comes down to the players and what they decide to do, but this map is very, very map control oriented. You see Blaze, and it can be very hard for someone off stage or up on the platforms to get back into the center without some fancy footwork. Blaze, though, with the cannon play, getting a lot of damage off against Chetero. Oh, and he was too low. There was no way, even if he didn't get hit there was no way he was going to be able to get back on the stage, I don't think, especially because he used his dodge a little earlier. Chetero now making his way back in, looking for some kind of KO, throwing out 3 recoveries in a row, getting hit by the recovery on the back end from Blaze, and that's going to be a little bit more damage as he gets pushed off stage.
Okay, and the juggles again from Chetero. It's not like this is the first time we've seen this today. Chetero's ability to juggle someone with that sword has been so destructive and really a defining factor of his play. Ground pound going ahead and securing the KO, but this man with a sword, oh man, the moment he manages to land 1 neutral layer, 1 D-Light into a recovery is when I start sweating.
Chetero with the recovery, trying to find a little bit of damage off the top on that upper platform. Chetero with a little bit more sword play as well, but Blaze with a cannon play on stage is very dangerous. It's difficult to deal with. That's exactly where cannon shines, and we see even more damage coming out. Heavy hits on the Chetero, especially on the Hattori. That's low defense, and that can really build up over time.
Okay, looking for the Gimp here. 1 down air, tries to get 2. Perfectly timed dodge from Blaze, gonna allow him to get out, but that gravity cancel Ensig should be enough here. He trades. That's a perfect trade for Chetaro, though, because it means Blaze won't be able to make it back. Chetaro making the offstage play, getting the edge guard, and now getting a little bit of a lead, but he's damaged, he's hurt. Blaze should be able to confirm this KO anytime now. He's able to get a sig, and that's not quite enough. The Tentacle, Davy Jones, he's watching, but he's not trying to do all the work for Blaze right now.
Pirates 3 with the Kraken. World's End? Maybe?
Maybe.
We'll see. Blaze with the edge guard plays right now, though. And this is somewhere he's going off stage to contest against Chetaro, but this is somewhere where you always have to be very careful against Chetaro because he excels in offstage play. Blaze just sticking to the edge guard, picking up the downlight Sarah for the quick kill, the simple kill, and that's going to even up those stocks. And the damage ain't too far either.
And you can see Blaze picking up that cannon, of course, has been his weapon of choice pretty much this entire tournament. Chetaro now picking up that sword, which I'd also consider his weapon of choice. But man, Blaze going off stage with the conversion of the cannon. It can carry you so far and it racks up damage so fast. Chetaro just trying to get some ground here.
It's hard to get in on a cannon that has map control and all of those grounded options. The damage can really, really wind up after a few hits, too. And that's what we're seeing a lot of right now. Chetaro already losing his lead to some of this really heavy-hitting damage from Blaze. But the neutral sig going to connect. Side air as well, and Chetaro might have just taken it down. And there it is, game number 1 going to Chetaro.
There we go. I like it, man. He kind of had the stars align a little bit for him right there, having missed that first weapon throw, but that other weapon spawn in that spear being exactly what he needed right there to go ahead and confirm the KO with a follow-up Sair. So now Chetaro going to go ahead and take game 1, but Blaze was pretty much this close to securing it, man. I'm definitely not going to count Blaze out here. This could very easily go to Blaze for this game too. Well, let's see what Chetaro has to say about that.
Getting started with some more grounded options. Blaze trying to get a little bit built up, but there's a lot more airspace this time and no less platform space above to get stuck on. So Blaze now has a little bit less to work with, except for when that platform just happens to be hovering right above the stage like it is now. It can be a little bit more dangerous for Chetaro to get back that map control.
Okay. Chetaro. He's running around here using that platform a little bit to kind of maneuver around the hitboxes of Blaze, but still I feel like hasn't really been able to get much of any ground. There we go. Nice 3-hit conversion from Chetaro and setting up the juggles. That's exactly what he likes to have, and no weapon on Blaze as well. This is perfect positioning for Chetaro. This is the exact scenario where he needs to keep Blaze in to really capitalize, but now Blaze is equipped, and oh my god, the extended combo, the D-Light Dare into recovery, but still not enough to KO. You definitely tell that's the reason Blaze did that. He was trying to confirm the KO, but hey, found it anyway. Ground pound to do that.
Chetaro with a little bit of an overextension on that ground pound, going to cost him a lot as Blaze finds that opportunity. Chetaro with the snapback recovery, though, equalizing the stocks and the damage and just setting it right back to 0.
Okay. There we go. Juggles once again from Chetaro. And as long as Blaze does not have this cannon, I believe Chetaro feels perfectly fine duking it out here. Just look, he's able to get these recoveries time after time after time. And now that the cannon's in play for Blaze, we're going to see the script flip just a little bit. He has to touch the ground first, though. Come on now. There we go.
Yeah, having that map control, that like ground control. I mean, for a pirate, it's kind of weird because kind of playing like a landlubber, that huge string off the side, though. Chetaro taking a huge amount of damage and getting forced in that edge guard again, and Blaze just not trying to chase down too hard, just getting a little bit of damage here and there, forcing it out. Chetaro with a turnaround, though, forcing Blaze off stage somewhere where Chetaro can really, really succeed if he gets a little bit of the damage off. Get some really good hit conversions.
There we go, another conversion from Blaze. Trying to juggle Chetaro now with these neutral airs. Chetaro's not having it. Unarmed D-Light recovery. And then another recovery. The juggles from Chetaro coming out once again. We've seen it before. He's hunting down Blaze. Blaze being elusive, though. But can he still make it back to stage? Yes, he can. Bob the Builder, he can fix it.
Really looking for those KO options, those kill options, really haunting him right now. Getting smacked by the side sig though, and finally finding that recovery. Not gonna do as much as I think he thought it was. I think he thought it was gonna lead into a KO. Blaze still surviving. Eight defense. Sidra, just unkillable right now. Apparently, Tedero with the edge guard though, looking for the hit to end it all for Blaze's second stock, but still not able to find it.
Unarmed Sayer will finally be the one to confirm there, and we saw Blaze was deep inside that barbecue. Had the sauce, had the A1, was looking hurt, but now Blaze losing that final stock was. I mean,
his health bar was the same color.
It was.
Blaze coming in, looking for that deep dive. Not even necessary. Cheddar is just going to take the fall there as he can't make it back. And Blaze now even has those stocks evened up. The damage a little bit out of reach in a way compared to Cheddaro. But that can be closed really quickly, especially with some grounded cannon play. And that's something that Cheddaro's really got to be careful of. Getting caught in one of those hits, Blaze can just take him into a string or into a combo if he gets caught the wrong way. And those reads can be especially dangerous in a very similar fashion to how Gauntlets really put out that damage in strings as well.
You can see, man, Cheddaro's down here trying to get the recovery, trying to get the ground pound, trying to rack up as much damage as he possibly can. Try and confirm this KO. But Blaze, on the other hand, really hasn't been able to get much mileage out of his cannon. Finally gets a cannon right there, but the moment he does, Cheddaro scouts out the fact that he's looking for the weapon and just hits him with a D-Light Sarah, almost killing him for it. And this is the chance Blaze needs to make a little bit of anything happen, but forget about it. Cheddaro, with the weapon toss, is going to go ahead and secure that game for himself as well.
Going into game number 3, we are going to see a character swap to the Bryn from Blaze, I believe, and now going to Small Enigma, a little bit similar to Great Hall with the triplat, like you were saying before, but it's a much more traditional version of it, I think.
Yeah, of course, you don't have the huge platform on the top. The platforms don't linger over the sides of the stage as well, so you can't use them as a recovery mix-up, really, unless you want to go super high. But with that said, I mean, I feel like for Cheddaro, it's going to set up for a lot of harsh juggle opportunities even, just simply due to the fact that, you know, you see him get that recovery, he goes for those neutral layers, and then with these platforms, it's going to streamline your way down to the base platform a little bit, and that should make Cheddaro's job at juggling just a little bit easier. So we're going to see how Blaze is able to deal with that. Now the Bryn pick seems to be doing just fine thus far, hasn't done anything particularly crazy, but he's been able to go toe-to-toe.
Well, he might not have the cannon anymore, but he's got the map control idea nonetheless, as he does use the grounded axe quite often. I think we've seen that a lot from a lot of EU players over the past few tournaments as well. But Blaze now trying to make the approach off stage, getting that down air, this neutral sig, and not going to connect though, which would have been a huge connection. Might have even led into a KO, but it's really uncertain since he didn't land it. Either way, Blaze with the recovery, looking for a little bit more damage. Side air, not going to connect it. Not going to find that KO. Cheddaro with the side air for the comeback to the stage, but not going to be enough as the side air does find the KO off on the left side.
And there you go. If at first you don't succeed, try again. One side air wasn't enough. Go ahead, I'll do 2. And Blaze showing that this Bryn definitely, you know, I noticed before was keeping up and still is. But I'm just wondering, is it going to be enough here? He completely stuffed out Cheddaro there, so it's able to get that guaranteed juicy damage. Since Cheddaro didn't have a dodge, you can see Blaze even being very careful, not trying to use his recovery if he doesn't have to, so he doesn't get punished by a pogo from Cheddaro. And now just racking up so much extra damage here. He's going to be close to lapping him here. Might even see a neutral sig in the near future if he's trying to read out or scout out a jump from Cheddaro. Oh, he almost dodged into that one.
Almost. It was very close. Sometimes you can make that mistake because, you know, they come up with the weapon throw, you panic, move, and then sometimes you can move into it, but he had just avoided that. But Blaze got taken out on the left side. Cheddaro finding that KO finally. Still in the orange, so he's got a little bit more room to work with, but against an axe, that could be a lot of damage very quickly, especially when they force the Edgard situations like this. Blaze really going deep for it, looking for those neutral sticks. He is going to find it, and that's going to do it. right off the top. Chetero on his last stock here, and he might end up dropping the first game that we've seen all set.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, Blaze looks like he's getting some momentum going here. Chetero seemingly to have maybe an axe weakness, or maybe it's just specifically the way that Blaze is playing this axe. Just really hasn't been able to find his way in. He's been throwing out a lot of neutralize to kind of stuff Chetero on the way in. He's going to go ahead and destroy the recovery attempt from Blaze, though, completely stuffing it and then throwing the weapon toss as well to confirm the kill. So maybe Chetero not out of it yet. You know, he's still in this neck of the woods, but might be able to fight back here, maybe secure this entire set with a 3-0 victory.
Chetero getting a little bit more damage, looking for that neutral sig. It's not going to connect, although that would have been incredibly devastating to Blaze and could have just turned this game around and given Chetero the 3 and out that he needs to just move on to the next set. Blaze looking for this KO right now, not going to find the meaningful attack just yet, but the option is still on the table. It's not over until it's over. And Chetero getting knocked out to the left side, almost makes it back, but it's not going to be enough.
Player 1 wins.
There we go, Blaze securing 1. And that's the thing as well. We saw at the end of that last sequence that I believe Chetero got like hit out of his recovery by, I think, a weapon throw. It was either a weapon throw or a Sayer. That just kind of ended up making it so that he couldn't recover in those last moments we saw there. And just to be careful about where he was letting that recovery go. But he, you know, the end of that game, he was pretty much bringing it back all the way. He made up for the damage. He even had a damage lead at some point, despite being at a deficit at the start of that stock by quite a fair amount. So Chetero still very well could easily close out the set. 3-1 would follow the pattern we've seen from various other sets today. But Blaze is looking to not let that happen. He doesn't want to be another statistic.
Chetero really sticking to Blaze right now, just getting a lot of damage dealt. Blaze getting a couple hits here and there, but not nearly the success that Chetero is finding on a lot of these attacks. Blaze finally swapping over to the axe. We might see a little bit of a change in momentum here, especially with a lot of the success that we've been seeing from the axe from Blaze.
There we go.
Ooh, chopping it up right now, Chetero. He's the tree right now, and Blaze is the woodsman, just chopping this tree down as Chetero's damage has just gone a complete 180 in terms of lead.
Sayer? Yeah. Is clean. Blaze getting the lumberjack cuts on a Chetero. Chetero trying to channel the inner Bruce Lee. We're going to see if that works. So he needs to flow like water. One swift movement to go ahead and bring himself back into this game. Blaze narrowly avoiding some of these hitboxes coming out from Chetero here. Avoids the unarmed Sayer, avoids a few chops from the blade as well, but not every single one. Chetero confirming the KO with the recovery off the top. And just like that, man, we've never really seen anything get too out of hand, right? The moment somebody gets a lead, it looks like the other player has been able to respond appropriately and keep it back to even.
This axe play from Blaze is pretty devastating, and Chetero getting caught in a lot of these attacks. He's got to be very careful about his positioning, getting caught by any one of these, especially those side lights from Blaze, because he's been converting it into a lot of different damage options from those side lights. The neutral sig, a huge damage option as well. And Chetero now getting forced out, no weapon. He found a sword. It's going to give him a little bit of versatility, but I'm not sure it'll give him the range or the force that he needs, unless he can find something big here. And he's going to get smacked off again.
Okay. Now, this is kind of the scenario we saw last game. You know, same players, same legends, same exact match. And Chetero was able to get rid of this stock pretty convincingly as well. And it looks like he might be able to do that now. Knows to go ahead and run that weapon. He was able to do that and then make up for the damage pretty much in the blink of an eye once he was able to get Blaze to the last stock. So I'm wondering, is that going to be a repeat here? Granted, Chetero didn't end up winning that game, but he was pretty close, to say the least. He almost did it.
It was definitely down to the wire. And that's always a position that you at least want to be in a set. Even if you don't win and you know that you're right there, right on the cusp of winning, you can always come back no matter what. And Chetero just got 2 and outed though.
Yeah, that was an annihilation.
Yeah, Blaze with the axe is coming in real strong. I mean, the hits are heavy, and the strings are there. So Chetero, he's got to be careful. He's got to force him into a map where Blaze is just not as comfortable, because those maps with those platforms where you can take advantage of down airs, of side airs, and force those risky edge guards. He's finding a huge amount of success, and where Chetero could have gone 3 and out in the set and closed it off, moved into the semifinals. We're seeing a lot more trouble coming out from Blaze, as he is not willing to die.
Yeah, man, that's one thing I was wondering as well. I mean, we saw Chetero, lose that game 3 on Small Enigma, and then for game 4, getting removed from the map pool. Maybe he thought because it was so close that he could go ahead and feel comfortable playing there again, but Blaze just kind of like, all right, cool, like going back, like that's the word, and was able to.
Chetero thought it was close. Well. He was just warming up.
Preheating
that's
the
all.
oven.
That's all it was. Blaze was igniting the fire, and that's going to be a Mario head bounce into the bottom of the stage. No coins coming out this time, unfortunately, but sometimes it happens, you know.
Yeah, for sure, man. I mean, definitely not how we like game 5s to kind of start out, but Blaze going for the same conversion we saw him go for at the end of the last match to win it out. Not quite going to land on Chetero there. Chetero probably pretty happy that he has pretty healthy lead now, but Blaze, one more down air, doesn't even need to do it. Chetero didn't have his dodge in time to go ahead and dodge up and touch the stage right there, so Blaze actually isn't that far behind, man. It's going to be like one like side light nair into ground pound or D-light, and should be all tied up. Oh, almost got it right there.
Chetero looking for any kind of opening on a Blaze, looking for the recovery. Not going to connect though. Blaze with the axe, trying to make his approach in and get a little bit of damage. And both players playing very carefully, of course. Can't be too cautious, especially when Chetero playing as someone who can just convert into some pretty hefty strings, combos, damage, what you name it. With the double down lights there, and that's going to be a decent amount of damage. Chetero with the down angled throw, and that isn't going to connect. He's gone for it quite often. I don't think it's connects. Maybe a single time, but even if that is not been successful since then. But you never know. It could also always come back, be fashionable again.
Yeah, they always say things that go out of style always come back.
It's that retro.
Let's just throw that little vintage paint on it. And here we go, Blaze with the neutral light, sending Chetero off stage, probably looking for a down air, gets stuffed by the weapon throw. And that's just one of the things you're always going to see just in general, especially with some of those larger weapons, spear, rocket lance, cannon, people just throwing it above their heads as they're trying to recover so that they can kind of cover themselves on the way up. And oh my god, that trade was so good for Chetero, because he would have been obliterated for sure. Is this going to be
Blaze
the reverse 3-0?
I mean, we might see it. Blaze up already. I mean, all we have to see is Chetero find a KO real quick. He can find it off of pretty much any signature move right now. Recovery, offstage, ground pound, anything, because Blaze is real damaged. I mean, like we were talking about earlier, he's got health looking like steak sauce right now, and that's never a place you ever want to really be in. Blaze, though, trying to ignite that grill, trying to get that 3-0 burger turnaround, and that the skewer throw, the Chetero side air, almost taking out Blaze. The side air again off stage, almost doing it. Oh, it is going to end up in that KO, bouncing off the stage. No wall touch, no more recovery options for him, but there's still a whole other stock, and Blaze has been on point this entire time. He has been on fire, so to speak.
And look at that, 2 hits. The fuego is still burning. Has him by the side here. Chetero going for a little bit of a throw unarmed shenanigans, but Blaze really isn't having any of it. Now, you already had a Chetero kind of in the yellow, I believe, before the stock even started, and Chetero's already amassed a good chunk of damage, but Blaze with the ground pound tries to go for the alley-oop, can't find it, and Chetero's gonna go ahead and take that opportunity to strike back. Is it gonna be the tail of the reverse 3-0, or is Chetero gonna be able to buckle down here?
I mean, he's trying to stick to Blaze, but that's costing him so much damage. Blaze able to find. Oh no, he drops. He doesn't make it to the wall touch. The down air coming out a little early, and that's going to be Blaze moving on with the reverse 3-0 and a huge turnaround in the set.
Blaze Doing exactly just that, man. Staying ablaze, not letting the fire die out quite yet.
I mean,
But
he got the
will be
Inferno going. He turned up the heat.
going to go ahead and move forward. In the bracket here, they had to go ahead and correct Smash GG. Don't think I didn't see that. Don't think I didn't see. I saw that y'all had Chetero in loser semis. I saw that. But no, it's okay. Go fix that on Smash GG. Put Blaze in that rightful spot in loser semifinals. You can't just sneak things like that in, man. I know. With that said, man, Knees and Viper coming up.
And we saw some good stuff against Simple from Knees, and Viper took down Agzo pretty harshly. A lot of people really like both of these players, and they're very, very strong players in their own rights. Of course, they made it into the top 8. What more can you say?
True.
And now they're coming up against each other in the lower bracket. Now, it's going to be a pretty interesting game. I mean, we saw a lot of good stuff from both these players. Knees, of course, playing the Mordex and the Mirage, I believe it was.
Mirage.
Sticking to that Scythe play for the most part, so I'm sure we'll see more of that come back. But Viper with the Ragnirock, of course, a lot more Axe play. And, I mean, we just saw what Axe could do. Took out Chetero in a reverse 3-stock. So you can never discount it.
You know, luckily for, I guess, who was that now? That was... Yeah, luckily for Blaze, I'm glad that he just kind of made the call. You know what I mean? Like, this isn't working out. You know, potentially my last game with a tournament. Let me just switch to this brand and kind of see what the word is. Ends up paying out tremendously for him, making that entire reverse 3-0. And, you know, sometimes, you know, whether it's weapon matchups or whether it's just the player to weapon matchup, sometimes that can really make a difference. Like, I know for me personally, you put me on the screen and you make me go up against like a Cassidy who's like spamming like SIGs left and right. I'm struggling a little bit. I have an issue kind of punishing some of those SIGs. I'm not gonna lie. There's a reason I'm not in top 8 at this tournament. But it's stuff like that. Like,
it's not that it's an EU tournament or anything. That's the reason. I believe that. I think
I'm from EU. You didn't know? You kidding me?
I didn't know.
Fish and
I didn't
chips,
do my research.
guy.
That's my bad.
Right. But now here we go. Moving on to game 1, Viper versus Knees on a Twilight Grove to start. So that should be, you know, this is also, I feel like if it's not a Mammoth, it's usually Twilight, I feel like. And now, granted, probably some stats on that somewhere, but just from what I've seen in the tournaments I've casted, the way this is starting out.
Knees with the Scythe play with those strings, trying to tie up those shoes. Get them real tight so that he can get this game underway.
Okay. Wow, he really
Aglet's
just
looking
charged
nice.
it. Try to hit him with the belly of the beast.
He is trying to get that offstage chase down. Viper looking for a little bit of axe damage, just going to swap the guitars. Might give him a little bit more success offstage. Interesting selection from the neutral air, but that's going to cost him. Trying to get back on the stage, that side sig, very devastating. Going to bounce him off the bottom of that of the island, and that's going to be the first KO with the Knees and Viper.
All right, here we go. Viper. Oh, the recovery. Catching my man Knees right out of the air, bringing this straight back, and has a speck of damage on him, basically untouched, you know, brand new, refurbished. Just needs to kind of get a microfiber cloth and wipe off the armor a little bit. But Viper looking good. Knees, once again, trying to extend with these scythe strings, but Viper has been doing such a good job of just kind of finessing with these guitars, man. The moment he gets in, starts throwing out that D-light, starts doing like mini half pipes into resets, and there we go again. You know, like Knees, on the other hand, though, has had a pretty strong punish game as well. We see him get that 2-hit conversion. These guys really do a good job of keeping it back and forth, and that's the way they like to play too. They don't really seem to like to back off and just kind of bide their time here. They like to stay up close and personal, and you know, straight to the DMs, never the indirect route, never admiring from afar.
He's looking for the opening. He's got to find Viper on the side light, push him off stage. Another side light push off. Recovery off the bottom, and recovery off the top. Not quite going to do it. Knees still looking for that KO. Viper having a tough time finding a finisher with the axe. There is the double side light. gravity cancel into the recovery from Knees for that second stock finisher.
Okay, Knees. Nice catch, gets the scoop, can't get more though. Viper looking for that KO. We see him go for the side sig. Now granted, Ragnir's Qatar side sig doesn't have the most force on it, you know, can get the kill, especially on a stage like Twilight. Will probably bounce him off that wedge on the right side and put him in a pretty precarious scenario where he has to recover from a pretty bad spot. Looks like the Sayer from the Qatar is going to do the exact same thing. Still trying to get that final hit on the Knees, but Knees has been just doing such a good job of avoiding all the hits that'll actually KO. And that's the big thing. Sometimes it's not even about not getting hit. Sometimes it's just about not getting hit by the moves that'll kill to extend your effective lifespan.
I mean, avoiding damage is always avoiding damage, no matter how you cut it or slice it. I mean, you don't take damage, you don't take, then you don't lose stocks, and that's the biggest thing that you could ever do. And that stock extension is probably the most important thing, no matter what. But Knees, talking about stock extension, is going to be losing that second stock finally. And after such an extended stock, he's already got Viper in the red. And that is a prime KO potential. I mean, another KO, another recovery right there probably would have found the KO onto Viper. But the side light is going to finish it off, and Viper taking the fall. Knees taking game number 1.
Okay.
With that Bees Knees combo of Scythe and Gauntlets on that Mordex.
Now here's the thing, Viper staying with the Ragnar, tried and true, ride or die. We're gonna see how that plays out for him here in the mayhem of Ragnirock. Ragnirock, he's doing it, he's trying to let it rock, but man, struggling just a little bit there in that game 1. Couldn't find that KO on Knees' second stock quick enough, and by the time that he was finally able to get it, Knees had done all the hard work, kind of just start throwing his face on the keyboard really at that point to go ahead and find the KO. Now granted, didn't have to do all that, you know, but it's kind of the principle. He needs to be able to secure these KOs when the time matters, man, when it counts, because when it gets to being that late, it's a lot harder of a game to play. Ooh, half pipe. Oh my god. Pro Skater 3?
Looking for a 1080 right now, trying to get those big points.
I like that, man. Hit him with the fakey big spin. Pretty cool. Might have been underground too, now that I think about it. But
either way, he's got the big moves, and he got a lot of damage to bring that back. Bring that stock damage back in to a more even position. But that side air from Viper, that big hit from Axe, I mean, that can be very devastating. I mean, big damage is big damage, and coming back is good. But if you don't have if you take those huge force hits, it's not going to matter, because it'll just throw you off stage and you can find those KOs.
There we go. You're gonna see Viper spit some fire a little bit. Patui. All right, cool, man. Just go ahead and grab an axe for himself. We're gonna see how he gets the KO here. Maybe with a breath from the chest. No, looks like it's gonna be an unarmed D-Light recovery. What a mix from Viper, securing that first KO, but Knees still has him in the red. Now, will he struggle to get the KO in the same way that Viper was struggling in that first game is yet to be told. Hopefully not. We can have ourselves a bit more of a match, and just like that, he responds to my prayers. Knees finding the retaliatory KO.
Side play coming out from Knees, looking for the string options, expecting that backdash from Viper, or maybe at least a little bit more recoil from that hit, a little bit of knockback at least. Viper, with the unarmed play, going to be finding those guitars, though, and this is going to give him a little bit of room to work with. Those diagonals can be pretty solid options to get your approach onto your opponent. And right there, the half pipe coming in onto Knees, getting a little bit more damage off, forcing him into the red. Viper holding on to that damage lead for the time being, but Knees has been really solid with these scythe strings and the move selection, but getting caught out by that side air off stage. Knees getting taken down in that second stock, and one stock left is going to be it's not the position anyone ever wants to be in, and already Viper getting that damage started.
Yeah, man, pretty much halfway through that stock already. Viper, even if he goes out here, can't be too mad, but looks like he's still going to be living just a little while longer. Dashes in with the unarmed neutral air, and oh wow, doesn't die to that recovery there. Nice reaction to the dodge from Knees, but Viper just having enough defense to hang in there just a little bit longer. You saw him go for a cheeky gravity cancel, a sidelight from the corner there as well. Just didn't quite line it up so that he'd land on stage, but I appreciate the cheekiness and the idea that he went for. Wow, he's just kind of let him get back there. He didn't have a whole lot of options. I'm surprised.
He threw his weapon away, and I think he lost all the rest of the pressure he had off stage and didn't want to risk it, especially against an axe, because, you know, then you have to contest with, you know, a jumping ground pound off stage or a recovery into the wall or a multiple recovery like an exhausted. Ooh, very nice movement from Viper to avoid that gravity cancel down sig. Finally gets KO'd out of that second stock, and he's got knees just at the cusp of red health. So right before that KO potential, unless he gets that axe, but he's going to start out with those Katars, the side sig, you know, good force behind that. Knees trying to get off stage pressure, finding a little bit of damage here and there. Down sig coming out, not going to connect it either. The down sig from Knees in return, not going to connect as well. But Viper now finding that axe, he's going to get that big damage options, those side airs, those side sigs, everything. Those down airs off stage, not going to be enough. And Knees now trying to find the turnaround. Quick, ooh.
Oh, he hits the stage. I don't think he even planned to do that. That could have been it for Knees, but now Knees manages to steal it with the double recovery, the exhausted recovery off the top. Knees manages to steal game 2 on Mammoth. I was so sure that Viper was going to be able to secure that one, but now Knees is up 2-0, winning that game on Mammoth and the game on Twilight as well. He must be happy with himself for that.
I didn't expect him to go. I thought he was all out of options in the air. I did not think that he had the recovery off the top to find that KO, especially that high up. I did like an exhausted recovery right out of another recovery. Usually, you're not going to have anything left. It's not going to reach. There's a lot of different reasons why that wouldn't work. And Knees managed to find success there, which was incredibly surprising, I think, to everyone. So, insanity. Right off the bat, that's some of that stuff that we need to see more of out of Knees. Is some of those ladder combos, taking people up into outer space, just shooting them to the moon.
Man, I can't believe it, man. I feel like, you know, it's crazy because I really do feel like that ground pound from Viper there, that was like the make or break moment, man. Had that just been like, what, like 1 pixel to the left, he wouldn't have landed on stage and would have been able to continue going down. He would have hit Knees' Mordex and been able. This would have been a 1-1 set. But now Viper has so much more to deal with emotionally here as he's going into this game 3. You know, with 2 games to make up for.
And that could be a very difficult position to make it back from mentally, but we'll see how Viper gets into the mix of it. He's got the axe to start things off, getting any kind of big damage to start off. Ooh, a nice combo into the throw, but no follow-up. Unfortunately, he finds it this time, and Viper is just going off right now on the stage. Having a flat stage like this to work with, where there's only one grounded area for real, is I mean, working out in spades for Viper. Weapon throw off the side. Viper with a huge string into that victory, or no, not victory, into the KO. That's going to be a huge deficit for Knees to have to come back from.
Yeah, to
oh no, taking him down on the bottom. Oh, just barely gets that wall touch as well. That was 2 hits deep off stage in that deep dish pizza play that Viper pulled out. That was almost some of the most devastating stuff I've seen.
Yeah, to say the least, I think Viper is pissed off. You definitely don't want to go into a dragon's lair and just kind of mess around uninvited. Viper completely heated now, on the verge of 3-stocking Knees. Look at him go. Oh my, forget about it. Holy.
Viper with the offstage plays. He's just throwing the damage on the Knees. This is just no room to work with. Almost getting, I mean, if that was any more successful off stage off on that right side, that could have easily turned into a 3-stock from Viper in under a minute and a half. I would not put it past him, because once he turns on like this, there is no stopping him.
Oh man, this is like Call of the Wild, where Buck the dog is getting beaten by the trainers. He just snaps his resolve. It all comes into play here. When your backs are against the ropes, you can go one of 2 ways. You can go out like a buster, or you can kind of ascend, go to the next level. We're seeing
He's
Viper
just kind of
Goku.
afraid. I mean, Viper's literally bringing the heat right now, and Knees wants to stay out of the kitchen. In fact, I think he wants to get out of the house right now.
I mean, tell me you wouldn't be afraid too. I mean, Viper seemingly just became a different player over the span of a second.
There it is.
Easy W for Viper. Didn't even break a sweat. If you thought he was out of it then, well, let me tell you, he has a whole different script for you. Viper continuing on forward. Still to bring this to a game number 4, and that game 3 happened so quick. But look at that from Knees. What legend do we have on the screen there? Go ahead and pronounce that name for me, because y'all know I'm gonna mess it up.
Zol. We got the ogre himself, or the orc himself, not the ogre. Man, if there was an ogre in this game, you know I'd call him Shrek all the time. Either way, Knees with the Zol, bringing it to the table.
All right, man. We've seen a good chunk of Zul come out in recent times. I've seen Boomy play him a little bit. Saw Phazon do it as well.
I mean, we saw Sandstorm win a tournament with it.
So, with that said, man, we know that this legend definitely brings the stuff, has a lot of damage, the cannon, oppressive. Can Viper deal with that, though? You know, Viper went to the next level when Ultra Instinct unlocked his true potential for that match, and it looks like it's still going forward. Viper making a statement with that ground pound.
He found all the master tapes and everything. He got Knees on second stock already, just going in hard, and Knees looking for a little bit more damage, looking for those recoveries, trying to force Viper off the top. He doesn't have the damage there for that to quite work yet, except for maybe out of a double recovery high up into the high up close to the blast zone. But Knees already just looking for a lot of big damage in that side sig, running across the whole stage, getting punished the whole way through. Viper with the Fang strikes coming out right now. The axe play just way too heavy. And Knees can't get back again. We're looking at another potential 3-stock from Viper. Potential, I say.
No,
it didn't happen the first time.
He got close. He got close. There we go, the unarmed recovery from Knees, the weapon throw to save himself on the way down. Another stuff, but Knees finding the Sair, but Viper, oh man, maybe the venom finally sank into Knees, and he's feeling the sluggishness as he becomes more and more paralyzed in fear as the venom takes over, because Viper is striking ferociously right now, and I don't know if Knees was ready for this. I don't think he was prepared.
I mean, he's finding his footing slowly but surely, but I don't know if slowly is enough, because the damage and the strings that he can pull out with the cannon play is starting to come in real hot. But he's still having trouble finishing off this stock right now, and that can really cost him if no matter how much longer Viper lasts, especially because he's already gotten that buy one get one free stocks in that first stock. And now in the second stock, he's having a little bit more trouble. Knees is controlling the map a little bit better, and he's finding a lot more solid damage. But Viper still has that lead, and he's still extending stocks, and that can really, really bring him into the fold and force this game number 3 or game number 5 if Knees isn't careful.
Especially since this is Zul, man. Has that low defense, will not be hanging on for too much longer. Viper, as you said, got that buy one get one free stock, got that Groupon, cash the code in on the checkout. At
this point, the promo code.
He's ready to go, man. He's like, one more hit, one more juicy hit. I will now correct.
Promo code Ask Me a Question.
Say less.
50% off every single stock that you get.
Oh. Almost finds it there.
Oh, with the haymaker, that's going to do it.
Player 2 wins.
Man.
Moving into game number 5, Viper with the turn-up offense, that hurry-up offense to just put the hurt on a Knees right now. After that 2-0 loss in the beginning of the set, bringing it right back for the potential 3-and-out. The reverse 3 is exactly what he needs right now.
And let me tell you, man, it wouldn't be the first time today that we saw reverse 3-0. We saw Blaze just do that. Quite literally the last set that we watched in a destructive fashion. It looks like Viper is looking to follow in his footsteps. And I mean, he's even won on some of this on stage that he lost before on, right? Game 2 was on Mammoth. He lost there, but look at game 4. And he's finding himself in the driver's seat this time around. So here we go. Small Enigma. We have yet to see this stage yet in the set. Later, kid.
It's going to be a quick KO on the knees off on that right side. 30 seconds, not even 30 seconds. But this is just what Viper's doing right now. He's just going real stupid on the knees, as knees doesn't even know how to deal with it. The cannon coming out, finally getting a little bit more damage. He's got the dexterity to boot on the Sigil pick this time around, but we'll see how much that really helps.
Man, Viper, man. When he's in the zone, he's in the zone. He's like Neo in the Matrix, and he's trying to fight back here. Already down a stock, some change. Viper looking to rack up a little bit more damage. That's there, not enough. And that's going to be a good chunky hit. He's happy with that. The weapon toss for the follow-up. Oh, beautiful recovery coming out from Yuzo, responding to the defensive option picked by Viper. Still keeping this a competitive match, still in this. But Viper is striking back. There we go again. The Fang strike from Viper. He is not slowing down. But neither is Knees. Picking up the pace even for Knees, because he realizes that he doesn't want this to slip out of his hands.
Yeah, he's really relying on a lot of that ground control from the cannon, the spacing that it provides, the strings to build up damage. It's really taking him a long way, especially through a lot of those big force hits, especially the side airs coming out, forcing Viper into bad positions. Finally, Viper getting that lead taken away from him. Knees looking like he might bring this back and take this set in game number 5. This could be a very dangerous situation for Viper to get out of, especially because of how little ground control he is really able to get out of this against Knees' cannon.
Okay, Knees that juicy hit. Oh, I thought he was going to end sig. No, the down sig instead. Going to spit fire right on the booty cheek of Knees as he tries to sit down on that anchor, man. Got toasty buns.
Well, if he's coming out with the barbecue, Viper's got the fire, but Knees is the cannonballs to really get things done. We'll see who comes out on top, because it's very close between these two. Damage aside, Viper getting pushed off onto the right side. Cannonball coming out close. Viper almost losing that opportunity to connect with the corner, and now forcing the edge guard weapon throw. Wall slip just comes out, showing you how forced back Viper is compared to the last 2 games. Knees with the ground control with his cannon is very difficult, and if Viper jumps the wrong way and gets caught by a cannonball, that could be the entire run back nullified in an instant.
I mean, look at this, man. You can even see Viper knows that, especially in a last game, last stock scenario like this, oh, he's out. He's gone. He's gone. Knees just with the recovery takes out Viper. Viper, you know, a hard-fought, valiant effort, you know, taking this to game 5 even, unable to follow in the footsteps of Blaze, and will be seeing himself out of the tournament at 5th. Will not be our Ragnirock champion by any means, but did make quite a decent run there. But man, that was something, man. That was fun to watch for sure. Like, definitely one of my favorite sets to watch today.
Yeah, both of them really turned it up near the end, and that was in some incredible play from both. I mean, Viper with the huge plays coming in real hot, real fast on the knees after the 0-2 in the beginning of the set, and not even caring going into those last few, getting those really, really big strings and quick kills and 2-for-1 stock trades. So honestly, really putting on a good show. Viper, unfortunately, going to be dropping out, but Knees will be moving on, and I think this is going to be a lot more exciting stuff to come from him against Blaze in the semifinals in just a second.
Here we go, man. This is going to be something. Now, Knees, luckily for him, or maybe I don't want to say luckily, he earned it, but I guess luckily for him, he's coming off of that win now after having his back against the ropes. He has a little bit of relief. That's the good part. You know, he gets to kind of take a breather, and that's the thing about being a competitor as well. You leave your last set at the last set. You don't carry that with you into the next one, of course, unless you like won super dominantly and there's some momentum carrying over, but otherwise you kind of make them independent of each other, so you don't have kind of that thought process of, oh man, I almost just got reverse 3-0'd. Like, you don't want that as you head into your next set. And Knees even probably taking a little bit of a breather, maybe doing some jumping jacks, some push-ups in his living room or something before he goes ahead and comes back to lock in his character selection, because man, he found himself on the receiving end of some punishment.
Well, you know, sometimes after a very insane game like you just had, where both players have to turn it up to 11, you have a lot of those positions and points where you just got to get up and stretch. You got to shake it off, get the ants off, and just get right back into it. Because there's no real stopping at this point. This isn't pools anymore. This is top 8, and once you get to this point, it's just nonstop games, no matter who you are. So you got to get it going. Anyway, we got the game starting off here right now. Blaze and Knees banning out. We're going to be going to Miami Dome. We've seen a lot of Miami Dome today, more so than I think most recent tournaments, at least. But Blaze and Knees are going to get this going right now. We just saw Knees come off of the victory, of course, hot off the oven. Blaze with the fire, though. We'll see if that makes a major difference from his victory against Chetaro. So two players coming off against victories against two aggressive players too. So we'll see how it goes down. Knees already getting things started with the cannon play, forcing Blaze into the air, trying to make do with the axe though. Blaze trying to look for some damage, getting picked off with the cannon play.
Knees now with that neutral light, trying to extend more damage, going for that neutral air, and the cannonballs, of course, trying to bait out some of these jumps here. Now Knees, I feel like, hasn't actually had like super amounts of success necessarily landing these neutral sigs, but it kind of ends up being a respect play as well. They're pretty low committal. So he just shoots them out, throws them out, and it forces Blaze to remain grounded. And the moment Blaze is doing that, well then, okay, now that I know he's going to be grounded, I can go ahead and evolve my game plan around that as well.
Blaze holding the edge guard with the spear, and Knees is... Well, Knees is going to do something, and that's going to end up in his death. And I guess sometimes that kind of stuff happens, but I was not expecting quite that interaction. Anyway, Knees now with the explosive start out of this second stock, trying to get a little bit of damage, trying to look for a KO potential, throwing out as many SIGs as possible. Blaze is just playing very carefully.
Okay. Blaze with the neutral air, trying to rack up a little bit more damage, going for another one. Knees able to avoid it, going for the recovery, trying to get the KO off the top. Just needs to find this final hit on a Blaze. Blaze extending the livelihood of his stock still. There we go.
The recovery, you got to find him right off the top, that end cap, and Knees now forcing Blaze into the second stock, going to have an opportunity to even this up just a little bit better.
There we go. Down light, down air, that tried and true guaranteed conversions coming out for Knees. He's able to make up for the damage differential pretty quickly, and even manages to squeeze through that attack right there from a Blaze. That side sig is going to be great for him as he brings us even closer. Or maybe not.
I mean, the side sig coming out, that thing hits real hard, and those blast zones are really close on this stage. So those hard-hitting SIGs that Blaze has on the Bryn pick can be even more successful than usual. You can never be too careful about those.
All right, here we go. Knees trying to do as much as he can. The neutral air coming out. Needs to find that KO as soon as possible. There we go. A neutral light coming out. Cannonballs all around.
I mean, he's got that KO potential. He's looking for the recovery, and Knees almost getting taken out right now. Is just getting pushed back. The smackdown onto Blaze from the down air, and he's going to get finished off with the ground pound. Had that opportunity for a split second, but no recovery options as well to make it back to the wall. Everything exhausted, you're going to get punished, and that's exactly what happened. Now Blaze with the axe, making his approach on a Knees. Knees swapping positions for that edge guard positioning and holding that ground spacing is exactly what he needs to get a lot of damage down on a Blaze. That's the most success that he's been able to find consistently on a Blaze. So as long as he can hold that ground spacing, that's where he's going to be successful. Blaze trying to take a page out of that same book with the axe, though, looking for some aerials, looking for a little bit of approach, but Knees has the map control, and that's going to be a potentially dangerous point. And Blaze turning it right around with that neutral stick, finding that reversal position is going to give him that game one win. Damage super, super close, though. 534 to 520 on damage done. I don't think you can get any closer without honestly tying the damage. Not literally, of course. I mean, you could have like one damage difference, but that's not really relevant. Either way, they're going to get right into the next game, game number 2. And I wonder where they're going to go. It could be You know, Mammoth Fortress, Thunderguard, Twilight, you know, every map is open right now. They went to Miami Dome in that last game. I wonder if they're going to want a small map again. We got the first ban already and a legend swap as well. So I wonder how this will affect the matchup. Knees figuring out what maps need to go. He's got 3. He's running that clock down.
Here we go, man. Going to the map selection. I'm kind of wondering where they're going to end up going here, just based off of how that last match
Are they going
went
to
as
time
well.
out the map selection?
Oh, that'd be kind of hype, actually. It was the first time ever.
Is this the plan? Is get the time down really low to force your opponent to pick a?
Oh, 2 seconds left.
I don't think you can. I don't think you can wait that long if you're gonna try to clock out your opponent on the map selection and force them into something that they might not want. You got to do it, I think, with at least 10 seconds left.
Okay.
Honestly, though, that's a pretty hot strategy. I don't think I've ever seen in a tournament before. Is timing out someone on map selection so that they panic pick something.
I might be. I'm gonna start thinking about that now.
If only that was in ranked, man. I would love that. Anyway,
Oh,
Knee is
God.
getting things started with the bow. He's looking to start this damage off right.
Yeah, and I'm even thinking, have we in this top 8 even? Is this like the only time we're seeing a bow? I'm trying to think, has we seen anyone else really use it? I don't think so.
I don't think we have. I don't think we've seen a single bow so far. This is going to be the first one.
Oh my
getting
God.
caught off the top, and that's the KO from the neutral sig. That sweeping blow from Blaze to just clean up that first stock and force that momentous advantage.
Here we go, down air. Should be pretty juicy. Can't quite land that second hit though, but the scoop on the recovery tries to go for 2, which gives Blaze a bit of a chance to retaliate. Tries to overextend. Should have a dodge in time though. Yeah, there we go.
Oh, wow. If that recovery wasn't there was literally no way for Knees to get back. If he had already popped that and got stuffed out, Blaze would have confirmed a kill it just right afterwards because there was nothing left. Knees, though, with the blasters, he's going to need a lot of this damage buildup potential that blasters bring to the table in order to really get something going right now because he's been on the back foot for a little bit. I mean, it's been close, but even when things are close, you can still be put on that back foot.
Okay. I like that Sayer coming from Blaze. Extends it with the weapon toss. We've seen that quite a few times now. They kind of go for that follow-up with the weapon toss, so they don't have to put their actual hurt box in danger and still have the potential of getting a follow-up. But if not, it's fine too. They're safe. They don't have to put themselves at much risk here. But Blaze looking to finally get this KO. Does a run off D-Light into ground pound conversion. Nice tried and true combo there. Gonna catch anyone sitting a little too close to the ledge there, but he's still looking all right. I like that turnaround neutral light using as an anti-air. Very strong tool for the bow, but hasn't been able to find this conversion just yet. Probably needs like a D-Light into a jump recovery or something, but Blaze is not having it.
Blaze is just throwing out as many moves as he can to try to catch Knees off stage, but the back and forths are very careful between the two of them, and we got both players in the red health. Knees has to be very careful. Blaze has those KO potentials, especially on both of these weapons with any of the SIGs. I mean, it can just find a knockout real fast. The recovery, though, stuffing out the ground pound, and that's going to be a KO from Knees. Recovery off the top. Still staying alive, but being in the red could cost him a lot, especially against Blaze playing the Bryn pick, which brings a lot of high damage stuff. And then we are going to find that side air kill from Blaze right there. Game number 2.
Okay, Blaze. Looking good, man. I mean, after a reverse 3-0 in the set prior, he's coming out here up against Knees looking like he owns the entire place. Just kind of writing his name on the walls and do everything that he can, saying, hey, listen, this is my house. Take your shoes off. All that good stuff, man. But we're going to see here how small Brawlhalla works out. It's looking pretty rough for Knees right now.
3, 2,
But is Blaze just going to go ahead and kind of slap it up, chop it up, make it nice and easy, bundle it nice and tight with a bow out of the bracket?
Get
Or
Vince
is
with the
Knees-
slap chop.
Or is he gonna, make it a little different? His knees gonna be able to talk to him a little bit.
Well, Blaze just trying to look for a weapon right now. Knees with the pocket pick swap to the Mordex. We saw it last time when he was losing against. We saw him losing against Simple. So we'll see if it works out this time against Blaze down in the lower bracket. See if he makes it back into those finals. Knees trying to make as much work with this scythe as he possibly can. You got the KO with the gauntlets and switching back for that damage buildup. But Blaze with the damage turnarounds right now, forcing that KO very quickly off the bottom of the map. That is insane play from the X.
Wow. Yeah. Kind of got bodied for a second, to say the least. That was beautiful from Blaze. But you have to remember, that was only to make things even. Knees had already kind of dominated him in that first stock, securing it with that neutral sig to close it out. So now this is where these two are really scrapping for it. This is where Blaze is like, all right, let me go ahead, get this 3-0, the fat 30 on the check. Whereas for Knees, he's he's the one who has something to prove here. Blaze has pretty much gotten most of the work out the way. He's ready to clock out and gets one step closer with that side air. Looks like there will be no overtime if it keeps going the way it's been going out.
Well, Blaze trying to be that workhorse, take it out in 3 games. I mean, he just came off both these players just came off of a game of 5 in 2 different sets, and I don't think either one of them want to go back to that point. Well, maybe Knees, since he's down two games in the set. He's got Blaze on the last stock, so the possibility is there, but he's also got a bunch of damage built up. Blaze, all he needs to do is find a KO on the stock, and on this map, it's a little easier, especially when you have hard-hitting SIGs like Bryn. That spear side SIG can usually end up in a very quick kill, especially on a map like this on small Brawlhaven or Miami Dome. But we are going to see the axe come out. We've got the side airs come out. One more, maybe. No, the neutral SIG is going to do it. There's the 3 and out from Blaze. Taking Knees down, moving on into the losers finals. And now it's just the top 3 left.
Yeah, the big 3 contenders are going to be the only ones left in the bracket. Of course, that's going to be Knees and Blaze. Or rather, not Knees and Blaze, sorry. That's going to be Blaze going off against the loser of Machete and Simple. But first, those two will have to duke it out for us to figure out who's going to end up in the grand finals.
Yep, so before we get to that point, we will be taking just a quick short break, able to, get up, stretch, get a snack, get ready for the finals coming up in just a second. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody, to the top 3 of the Mayhem of Ragnarok EU side tournament 1v1. Blah, 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 blah. We got the best of the best here at the end. Top 3, of course, is Machete, Simple, and Blaze down in the lower final position, waiting on that loser from the top half. So we'll see who comes out on top, who makes it into the grand finals, and who drops out first. But before we can get down to who drops out first, we got to get through that winners finals. Machete and Simple on deck, ready to go.
Yeah, waiting in the lobby here. Already got Machete rocking
We're at bat.
Daimyo already, you know.
I gotta say at bat because otherwise I'm gonna catch flack from Sparky. That was a thing from a while back. Anyway,
Wait, what do you have to say correctly?
You know who's on deck, who's at bat, because Blaze is on deck.
Yeah.
Machete and Simple are at bat. Anyway, we're done with that. They're getting into the game. Daimyo versus a Wu Shang. Of course, Machete on the Daimyo and Simple on the Wu Shang, who we've seen both of these players just dedicate onto in the last few games that they won really, really convincingly on. But now that we got 2 strong players heading up against each other, how are we going to see it? I mean, we've been seeing more and more even games, so it could be another game 5.
No, especially in those losers matches we just saw, both of them going pretty much to game 5 there. So we're going to see this time around how it's going to go work out in the winner's side here. Simple and Machete. Oh, man. Starting off strong here with a pretty lengthy scythe string and still maintaining the advantage. Just look at how he's forcing Simple into the corner. Simple trying to pogo his way down. Machete retaliating, switching to the gauntlets immediately, looking for that final blow. Doesn't even get hit by the weapon throw.
Simple trying to make the approach. Now we got the fist. We got the boxing match with the double gauntlets facing off. Simple looking for that signature move. Both of these players getting close to that kill percent, as both players are looking for these kill options as well through the SIGs and the ladder combos. Simple looking for the ladder combo, getting just that sidelight recovery. Machete. Oh, the clash. Big clash, though. Almost knocked out Machete. And that is now Machete getting knocked down to the lower position there. But it's just going to get knocked all over the place. It's just elevators right now. Is Simple just takes him up a floor and then throws him down and then just sends him all over the place. This is just... It's like a game of hacky sack, and Simple's the leg kicking the ball in the air.
Okay. Looks like we got it. Looks like he was able to end, I guess, the juggle there. And that's going to be the round. Oh, Machete getting that first stock. The dark red, though, should be seeing himself on the way out soon. Simple trying to extend a little bit more damage. So I'm going for the D-Light. He's throwing out these moves, and Machete is just stuffing him time after time again, like a teddy bear. He's just putting all the stuffing.
I mean, Machete might have very deeply injured health, and he is going to get taken out by just a pogo stick there from Simple. But he was on the warpath for a potential 2-for-1 there, and that can't be discounted. Well, I mean, it could have been if he got it, but still, because literal 2-for-1, that's a discount. Hey.
Rack them up, stack them up. There we go. That's the rewards card coming into play. Simple.
The loyalty program, and he's stuck with the. I mean, he's got all the punches on that scythe card, so of course he's gonna find that 2-for-1, buy one get one free eventually. But Simple with the return stuff, that's gonna be the turnaround spike off stage to give Simple the lead in the match for the first time. So this is going to be Simple now taking the pressure into his hands with the stock extension.
Okay, he gets grabbed by Simple. Simple can't extend that neutral air conversion into much more, and they trade blows. Machete saying screw it, hitting him with the 5-knuckle shuffle. The John Cena is going to go ahead and still extend more pressure here. The ground pound not going to connect. Machete dodging through Simple and then getting that, that down light to go ahead and confirm for the KO as well. But still behind a little bit damage-wise. Simple's been making this probably one of the most difficult matches he's had to play today, and it makes sense considering we're in grand finals. Machete looking like he's going to need to try to find a way to maneuver his way first down to the ground without being thrown into it by Simple, and then from there maneuver away in the neutral to extend a punish.
So I'm looking for the weapon throws. Combo starter going to miss the side sig, and that's going to lead into the punish plays for Machete. The weapon throw, though, trying to get the approach onto Machete, and that's not going to work twice, but the turnaround slide into the ground pound is going to give a little bit more damage, and now Machete caught without a weapon, trying to just survive for a little longer. It's not going to happen, though. Simple with the slide inside sig is going to be the one to take game number 1 and get that lead in the set.
Okay. Oh, we got the Enchantress coming out. So we're going to have that orb now in play here. Of course, very pretty cool crossover skin from with that Shovel Knight onto Fate. So we're going to see how that plays out. And of course, that orb neutral sig, we're probably going to be seeing a lot of from Machete. I always talk about it. It's quick. It's hard to punish. Just very strong tool overall in the kit of Enchantress here. Simple thing to look
now
out
you got to
for
be very careful because it's a very different signature kit, especially with the Scythe. I mean, it's not something we typically see because that can be very risky to go for. But those ranged signature plays, and wow, that's the orb plays coming out from Machete. This is the first time I think we've seen him pull this weapon out. We did see a Thor earlier, but from a completely different player. This is a very different scenario, and I kind of like what we see, except for the fact that he just kind of fell to his death there. That's always really unfortunate.
Yeah,
that's a big oopsie.
You're gonna have to go ahead and kind of rub that one off there. But Simple still, man, and just kind of pushing forward. There we go. Sig coming out from Machete. Still not going to confirm the KO quite yet. Simple going ahead and picking up those gauntlets with the backstep and still applying more pressure onto Machete. Wow, and a beautiful Sarah as well. Holy cow.
Simple with the X pivot off stage punish with the down airs, getting Machete just completely punished with the damage buildup. Simple already got that 2-for-1, and now looking for that buy 2 get 1 free on the stocks right now. He's looking real strong on the gauntlets, and the orb, even though it looked like it was just a really solid pick to start it out with, hasn't led into a KO yet. It's led into damage, but that's only good to a point. So Simple right now, if nothing changes, I could see him taking this down in a 3-stock. Machete has got to be really careful.
There we go. Goes for the weapon toss. Not quite going to find Simple, but the other one will. That's going to be Machete, basically still trying to confirm his first KO. Sayer finally from the orb's going to be able to do it. Go ahead and throw away that scythe as well, but so much ground to be made up for. Simple seemingly making it look like he's having a pretty easy time here.
He's just playing around with the orb hitboxes, and there it is, the ground pound stomp, 2 stocks and out, and that is all she wrote for that game. I would be very surprised if Machete brought the orb back. I mean, the possibility, I suppose, is always there, but after having so much less success in this game compared to the past games, I can't see it.
Yeah, I think I'm in agreement with you on that one. It did not work out super well there. Mirage looks like it's going to be the pick this time around. So pretty much, no matter what, staying with the scythe, but really just kind of swapping around that secondary weapon. So this time, instead of the orb, we're going to have the spear, which I think should do pretty well here against the Wushang. He's going to be able to use that downlight on the spear to kind of catch out some of those gauntlet side lights and punish accordingly. But you can switch all the legends you want. Will that be the answer? There's going to be some adjustments that need to be made no matter what in the way that he's approaching the neutral game here if he wants to be able to take a game.
Well, they're getting started right now. We'll see if this is the catalyst Machete needs in order to find a W in this set. Otherwise, Simple's taking it down. He's moving into grands. That's always the position you need to be in, you want to be in when you're in that winner's side bracket. Having that extra set in the grand finals is so necessary. And anyways, Simple putting the hurt down on Machete. Machete's no weapon in hand. He's been stuffed out at every single toss and turn. Simple's just been putting the hurt down. Machete finally finding a little bit of damage. The ground pound out of the slide kick. And that is just a little bit, though. That's not enough to really change things around into his favor. He's got the scythe now, though. It gives him a little bit of range to work with, something to counter that spear, and finding that first KO in the set, or in the game. Number 3 is going to be exactly what he needs.
All right, now granted, Simple here goes ahead and grabs the gauntlets, gets scooped out of the skies by Machete there, but still looking to secure this first KO. But Machete now using that weapon toss kind of to open his way in as well, and looking to get more damage from the side. Look at the way he's maneuvering here. He's throwing out that side light, he's throwing out that D-light, basically just trying to catch a Simple on his way in, or even retreating, but unable to space those moves quite correctly. And Simple's able to go ahead and confirm the KO he was looking for, and now we have ourselves a tie game.
Machete looking for that approach vector. He finds the scythe, and he's going to be able to get a little bit of damage out with some of these aerial moves, the pickups to catch the string potentials from the scythe. But he's got to get that damage onto Simple first. Simple is just putting the hurt down on Machete, and there we go. The scythe strings coming right out, getting good damage built up on a Simple, putting him in the orange, getting closer and closer to the red every single step of the way. But as soon, he just needs to force him into that kill potential zone. Recovery not going to find the finisher. The weapon throw not going to connect either, but the side sig from the spear pickup is going to do it.
All right, and there you go, going to cycle through, grab a scythe for himself. Machete now up with the stock lead, trying to go ahead and confirm this game for himself. You can see they're playing a little bit of chicken there, right? Just dash forward, dash back, dash forward, dash back. See who's going to throw out that move first. It looks like Machete was able to get the punish, and look how much damage he was able to get just for punishing one simple misstep from Simple.
Simple looking for that double down, the double side light gravity cancel. Not going to find it this time around. He's going to get summarily punished by Machete. Simple trying to go off stage, find the side airs with the dodge through from Machete. He's going to give him the turnaround option. Recovery off the side. Simple trying to make his way back, but it's not going to work. And Machete finally finding that victory in the set, going 1-2 in set wins. So Machete still has 2 wins to come back to try to make it into the grand final. Simple only 1, but it looks like the Mirage pick is going to be successful. That spear helping him out quite a bit.
All right, fan of it thus far. Looks like the spear has been, as you said, pretty successful. The signature kit on Mirage as well to complement that seems to be working to great success for Machete. We saw him able to get that side sig off the corner of Mammoth there in that last game, kind of clip Simple on the way up. That's going to be a useful tool he'll have at his disposal for the rest of the set. Now, for Simple, he's been pretty much rocking this Wu Shang all day. I don't even know if Simple has ever really had to switch off. I think he might have once earlier.
I don't think so. I think he's been stuck on it the whole time because it's just been that successful. I mean, he went 3-1 against Knees at the beginning, but either way, he's brought it into the grand finals now. He's been super successful, and he's only been heating up in his performance the entire time. So I don't ever see really a need to swap no matter what. I'm sure he's got the pocket pick though.
Okay. And see, there we go. Whenever Simple recognizes that Machete is just kind of going for that back and forth, left, right, left, right. He's like, I'm just going to throw my weapon. I'm not really trying to deal with you going with this kind of cheeky movement. But, is he good? Unarmed down air? He did get the touch? Yeah, he's fine for now. Okay, yeah, and we're just going to go ahead and reset. Simple's going to grab that spear, and we're going to play this edge game a little bit.
That's going to be the KO from Simple with the spear off stage. And now moving into the next stock for Machete. He's got to be real careful about taking damage right now because Simple, I mean, he's so early on in his first stock that any mistakes that Machete makes, Simple's just going to get a lot of punish plays, a lot of damage out, and just extend that lead even farther to a much more devastating position just like that. Machete making a mistake, making his way back on the stage. Simple with a huge punish on the return, so he's got to be careful. The side sig, oh no, is this going to lead into a second KO? Oof. Oh, it's so close to being in that exact position. Machete's already got more damage than Simple does in his first stock. Simple is just going off in a major way right now.
Oh, Machete trying to find the KO. Neutral light into the recovery, not enough, but is able to go off the stage, find that down air, secure the KO. But Simple has Machete in the red already, looking for that weapon spawn. There it is on the left side of the stage, has the gauntlets in hand now. He's gonna go ahead and throw him away. Looks like he doesn't even want the weapon. Doesn't need it. The
Haymaker's
haymaker.
all you need sometimes. I mean, it's got a lot of horizontal force and it's straight across. So if it's going to knock someone into a blast zone that close, like on a map like Brawlhaven, it's going to be effective. Machete playing a very careful, patient game on that wall, forcing the edge guard reversal. And Simple finally makes his way back, but Machete too careful. He's not going to take any chances on potentially whiffing an attack because Simple's been really on point with those punishes so far.
Look at him throwing out those side six left and right, a third. Now it's going to find the mark, trying to end a Machete now. That down air, not enough. Still hunting though, and even though Machete has stage positioning, you can feel it in Simple's gameplay. He's not even scared. He could die right here, yet he should still be fine. Has a dodge. I believe he got the touch there. Yeah, he's still good. I think he touched again. Yep. One more dodge. And the ground pound from Machete to close it out. But still, Simple has secured so much of a lead for himself that Machete really has his work cut out for him. If he can get another string like the one we just saw, this is definitely possible.
He's slowly building that momentum, so getting that pressure onto Simple, I mean, is always a possibility for him to get on. But Simple with the weapon toss approaches, he's trying to make it, he's trying to stick to Machete and just get that damage off as fast as possible. But he is going to find that KO. Simple taking that win down. He is going to be moving on to the grand finals. Machete dropping down into that lower finals to face off against Blaze in the losers finals. This is the beginning of the end.
Yeah, it's gonna be something, man. I mean, we saw Blaze earlier. I feel like today Blaze kind of has one of the best stories of the tournament thus far, man. Pretty much had himself at wit's end. You know, it didn't really look like he was gonna be able to make it as far as he did, and yet here he is still standing in the losers finals, trying to get himself a chance into the grands. But he has to go up against Machete, and we're gonna see how he's gonna be able to fare. I mean,
it's a big match for them to go into because this is where they started off today in the top 8. Machete took Blaze down in a 3-0 victory. So, of course, you know, Blaze wants that salty run back to try to take the victory away back. And we'll see if it really comes down to that. But Machete on that daimyo, we saw him get that 3 and out earlier with this exact setup. So we'll see how successful it fares in the lower finals.
okay. There goes Sair coming out. Down air, not going to hit. Another Sair. Blaze on the oppression right now. Gets the 3-hit string with that Sair Nair ground pound combo. We see that a lot from Axe players. It's kind of that tried and true bread and butter, covering a lot of dodge options. And Blaze kind of soaring ahead here. Going to be the first stock? Yes, it is. Blaze, I mean, you said it yourself, right? This was the person who took him out in winners, but seemingly a different Blaze here in the losers side now. Out for blood.
Well, I don't think we did see him pull out the Bryn in the winner's side. We saw the Mordex and we saw the Sidra. So he was trying to play that cannon earlier today, but he's just, I guess, just decided to give up on that venture. Just stick to the axe, stick what he knows, get as much damage out as possible, get those strings out, and just force so much pressure onto your opponent. And this is what Machete is having a huge amount of trouble with right now.
And I mean, that's the thing as well, man. And we've heard it from various top players that they feel like the axe isn't all that great in 1v1s. And maybe Blaze even had a bit of that thought going in initially, but he was like, you know what? let me just take it out. Let me see what it's really like out here. Let me let the gameplay speak for itself. And he's finding great success here. So he's like, you know what? This is getting the job done. So despite the opinions, he's here to make a statement. Look at this axe play, man. I can't not stop just admiring it. He's amazing.
I mean, getting conversions out of those side lights and just getting so much damage out of it is devastating, especially because axe is one of those heavy weapons. And when you get caught in a combo or a string of a heavy weapon and you just start taking hits left and right, it can really throw you off your game. And that's something that we've seen from Machete so far in this matchup. He's in the red right now. Blaze 2 stocks ahead in like barely the yellow. And there's just no position right now Machete wants to be in, especially on the wall as Blaze tries to go for these chase downs. The reverse slide charged down sig not going to connect. Machete finding his way back on the stage now, trying to get a little bit more damage out with the scythe, but any big hit, I mean, these side airs alone are already becoming more and more devastating, and that is what is going to take him down in game number 1. Blaze taking the first game in the set.
He did like 632 damage, and I think it said like 237 was done from Machete. So he's getting close to pretty much like doing 3 times as much damage. Well, a little less than that, maybe more closer to 2.5. But we're gonna have to switch to Enchantress again. Now we saw him do this in the winners finals, and it really didn't amount to anything. But granted, that was versus a different player. Maybe against Blaze, this orb will find some success, but Blaze looking unstoppable right now with Zags.
Well, he did find a lot of success in damage dealing, but it wasn't in finding the KOs to take the lead and take the charge. Machete needs to, if he could find the KO potentials here, and oh my gosh, he's finding scythe success already. It all comes down to whether or not the orb can lead into the kind of moves and the damage that he needs to really take this game in tow.
And I love that retaliatory Sayer back to stage from Blaze, recognizing that he didn't have a dodge and that Machete would likely throw out some kind of hitbox to stuff him out. So he said, you know what, I'm just throw this out on my way down, was able to get a nice clean hit. And wow, I can't believe that weapon toss just narrowly just like tickled him, dude. It just didn't even hit him. Got so close, but yet not quite enough.
Oh, Blaze going deep for the ground pound, but it is going to find the recovery on the back end as Machete tries to get a little bit more damage. The neutral light coming out and going to find the KO. That's a lot of damage that needs to be built up for that to find any sort of KO at all. So for the fact that that worked is really surprising. Blaze now trying to find his way to the weapon spawn, looking for a recovery, trying to find something on Machete to move him out of the way. But the damage coming out from the orb just building up faster and faster, but Blaze with the axe play finally finding that side air, confirming the kill and evening up the stocks.
There we go. D-Light into ground pound, chase him down with the unarmed recovery as well. Machete looking alive here. Looks like the Enchantress pick working against Blaze here, and there's going to be another hit. Charges the Sig as well, shoots out the little beam, but isn't quite going to be able to hit Blaze. But Blaze in the red here needs to make it back to the stage. That's going to be a start. The Sayer, the neutral light as well, looking to extend more damage, but you see he undershoots with that side light, and Machete's able to punish.
Trying to get the star power out, throwing out that down sig there, something that we don't normally see off of Fate players. Because it's so telegraphed. However, Machete trying to throw out the Kirby's air ride, looking for any sort of KO onto Blaze, who is just surviving by the skin of his teeth. Not anymore though. The ground pound coming out and getting that swipe, that fadeaway snipe onto Blaze off stage to find that KO. And now sticking with the scythe a little bit, finding so much success here in this realm of possibilities. Machete is just really starting to convert so much into damage and really finding where... Well, I say that as Blaze just goes off stage with the down air meat grinder. So I don't know if you could really count what I was about to say there, but just moving into the last set of stocks instead.
Yeah, I mean, we're seeing Blaze strike back here already, pretty much made up for the damage deficit immediately after respawning. I'm going to go ahead and get a Sayer there as well. Down there, he was going to charge a Sig, or maybe just, I think he tried to do a side signature immediately, but just got stuffed out. Not quite the white read. Machete using an aggressive option to kind of stuff that out. But now, Blaze, no weapon against Machete, who has that orb. Looks like he has a Sig.
That's the down sig, the bow tie, pasta, spaghetti finetti, as he just finished that second game off right. Fate this time working off way better as he's able to find the kill options this time around. So game number 3 going into this 1-1 as Machete and Blaze try to take the lead in the set.
Okay. Blaze, first one to get a weapon, tries to chase down Machete with the side light, and Machete actually being able to dodge through that neutral light as well. It seemed like he just had the perfect time there to not get caught by the tail end of it. But Blaze, look how comfortable he is. Ooh, immediate jump, reverse, and down air to catch Machete. He said, come on, man, get off the edge. I don't want to play this game no more. Play with me. Play the game. Fight me. Machete, he's trying to take his time. He's really trying to space him out, saying, I don't need to be all willy-nilly in your face at any given moment. I want to kind of take the slower route and see what I can get. Nickel and dime every single hit in, but Blaze is looking to kind of just run through the bracket here.
Blaze with the recovery, though. Got to find the KO off on the side. Hitting those early frames leads to a lot of force and damage. So that's exactly what Blaze was going for there. And now looking with the axe to get a little bit more damage here. The gravity cancels coming out. The machete now finding the scythe. And we've seen a lot of success against Blaze with the scythe, although it was a different map. So I wonder if the more flat stage is going to make a difference here.
Okay. Oh, no. Almost gets the second downer. Could have been disastrous. The reverse hit of the recovery, though. Machete being forced off stage once again. Did refresh his jump so he can make it back. He's able to maneuver around and somehow beats out the ground pound with the unarmed recovery. Usually that can be a pretty tough move to beat sometimes depending on where it is in the animation. It looks like he was able to get right in the middle of it and stuff it out. And Blaze actually going to go down there.
I thought for sure Blaze was going to try to go for that wall touch. Just by trying to drift over in a last-ditch effort, but he just kind of, I guess, was too worried about what Machete could have done coming off stage and sort of edge guard play. But either way, it's now 2-2 in the stocks. Blaze already getting very close to that kill potential so quickly. Machete getting that damage off and just barely missing the ground pound off of that push-off column. Blaze really went deep dive off of that, and Machete didn't go for the whiff punish. Very interesting.
Okay. Oh, tries to get the end sig. Not quite spaced correctly. The neutral light will hit, though. Tries to do an immediate dash jump Sair. Kind of mix up a Machete by going for this option that's really fast and hard to react to, just like that. You can see the amount of distance he was able to cover in such a short period of time. But Machete didn't actually opt to go for that high recovery, and a beautiful retaliation from Machete as well. Both of these guys, in the red on their second stocks. As I say that, it looks like Blaze gonna be able to find the Sair on a Machete and put him onto his last stock. But I cannot imagine it'll take Machete too long to go ahead and bring this back.
Well, Blaze trying to get a little something in there, but that slide kick, uppercut, gravity cancel. Gonna do it for that stock gone, and now it's back to 0, back to even, and it is a balanced scales between both of these players, Blaze and Machete, that they now have to get that one stock left. A lot of whiffs, though.
Okay, gonna get thrown off the stage. Machete patiently backing up. He dash backed all the way to center stage before deciding to go for the punish there. And look, he's stuffing out Blaze again, more so than like grandma's Thanksgiving dinner. He's having some difficulty getting these hits in, and Machete seems to have the momentum in his favor.
The side air coming out, that's going to do it there for the stock. Blaze taking the fall, and now Machete getting that victory in game number 3, taking the lead in the set, and only needs one more to get back up into the grands and face back off against Simple for that victory potential, I suppose. But they're not quite there yet. That's still a couple steps away.
Okay. So, Sidra is out. It's time to play again.
We saw Blaze get crushed last time against Machete when he started with the cannon, so I wonder if this is going to be the right choice here. But it is the only other thing that he's been using for the most part, aside from maybe some more decks that he lost with, but he probably doesn't want to go back into the Scythe duo. So Machete now with the orb, it's going to be a little different overall. We'll see how this fares.
And that's the thing, man. The last time we saw Blaze with his back against the ropes, he just kind of went for a legend swap and ended up working out. And this is kind of the same scenario he's at here, where I think his mindset just kind of is, I don't feel like this is working. If I'm going to lose, I at least want to see if I can try using all the options I had at my disposal so I don't regret it later. And that's probably what the Sidra pick is. Even though he knows in winners it didn't work out, maybe he's feeling, all right, I feel like I'm a new Blaze right now. Maybe it didn't work then, but potentially it could work now.
Oh, Machete with a nice string catching Blaze, forcing him off into the side. Not quite finding the KO, but it was very close. Blaze now looking for the KO potential. He does have Machete and KO positioning, especially on Brawlhalla with cannon. That's a lot of damage and force that gets built up over time. And now caught without a weapon, Blaze has the versatility of the sword to get in on any angle against Machete. And that's going to be the first KO, first strike off the top against Machete. And now it's all about that extension, that stock extension. We've seen a lot of good stuff here over the in Brawlhalla history on this map with cannon. So Machete is going to have to be very careful, especially in the grounded areas.
Oh my god, he went for the double ground pound, got stuffed by the recovery. But that's going to be a chunk of damage coming out from Blaze here onto the second stock of Machete. Machete needs to close this out as soon as possible. You see he's throwing out these recoveries because the recovery will kill, especially on a map like this, but has not been able to make it connect. And Blaze going to die that time because he overcommits with the ground pound, just kind of makes it easy for Machete to land the recovery. But it makes me wonder, like, man, if Blaze didn't just kind of give him that stock, how would have Machete been able to find it on his own?
Machete's looking for a little bit of damage, having a little bit of trouble though. Blaze with the sword versatility, finding the offstage force edge guard, and now forcing Machete into a poor position. He can't really get back on the stage very reliably until that move comes out. Like Blaze throwing out that side sig. Machete now getting the huge punishing with the scythe, but still the damage difference is just not there yet.
Yeah, Blaze, the Sayer, not enough. Can falling Sayer to try and close this out. Maybe a ground pound, down air, nothing. Just doesn't throw it at hitbox at all. He's being super patient, and it pays off in the end. Blaze able to find that neutralite to actually KO off the right side there. And now Blaze looking like the Sidra might have been the answer.
Machete with the orb looking for the KO potential. Goes for that Kirby's air ride and just gets dodged right through by Blaze. Another one not going to catch either way. The downside coming out. Machete really trying to get a pressure play out from one of these signature moves, but Blaze, very cautious, very patient, is just throwing out these moves in whiff punishes to just get Machete, just to let him know that these SIGs aren't going to do it for him. He's got to try something new.
Oh, there we go. Cannonballs coming out once again. Let him rock. Machete looking to secure the KO on this stock. So we can go ahead and work on the last one. But Blaze has been making it difficult. You can see he goes for the gravity cancel sig. They are unable to find that as well. Blaze, another neutral light weapon toss. Gravity cancel side sig coming up from Machete as a retaliation. Do you have the crazy conversions that you need here off this orb to go ahead and bring this game back?
Side play, trying to get the closing, the gap closers onto Blaze. Blaze trying to keep an aerial spacing from Machete so he doesn't get too punished. But now the scythe punishes coming in, those lasting frames from the recovery coming on, and Blaze getting caught off in every single angle. If he takes the fall here, this is it for his tournament run, and he is out. All the work that he put in from the beginning is nullified as Machete just closes. Machete tries to close this out. The side's gonna do it, as Machete takes the victory and moves back into the winner's side into that grand finals.
Now that's clutch. That's really the only way to explain that, man. I mean, that entire last sequence from Machete was just very calmly played out. He didn't try to overextend. He nickel and dimed every single hit. There was even a sequence earlier on where he got a string. He had Blaze out of a dodge and went for a ground pound, and the ground pound just narrowly missed, but he might have been able to win the game right there even. But Machete just taking his time, slowly, calmly calculating every single hit that he needs to get forward. You saw him going for these extended strings as well, capitalizing on the dodge patterns of Blaze, and Blaze close to getting that game, but Machete not allowing him to have it, guaranteeing himself a spot into the grand finals. This is what it all led up to. This is the final set. Now you have to remember that Simple is on the winner's side, so that does mean he has to lose twice. 2 sets, 2 best of 5s for Machete to be considered the champion of the Mayhem of Ragnirock for the EU side. But Simple only has to win 1 set, and he will be crowned the king. So we're going to see how that plays out.
It's Machete trying to win twice as many games in this grand finals in order to take a victory, which can be so difficult because you can get really tired out after so many games. That being said, it is going to get started right now. Machete and Simple going at it. Machete going back to the Mirage pick that he was able to bring it back at least to a much more close point against Simple. So we'll see if this works out well. Simple, though, with the gauntlets, and this is going to be that pressure that we saw, the combos, the conversions, the reads from Simple that just knocked Machete down to the losers in the first place. So we'll see how successful this is in the end.
Uh-oh. Got scooped out of the recovery, but he's going to go ahead and use that nair to scoop himself back to safety. Machete on the stage now waiting. That's going to be a punish on the whipped side light from Simple. And again, Machete with the stage positioning, backing up, trying to whiff punish everything that Simple is doing. Down Sig coming out, tries to go for another one, will not find that one though. But Machete just looking for that final hit, and the down Sig from Simple going to go ahead and close out that first stock from Machete.
Simple now with the gauntlets trying to play around the points, avoid some of those respawn, wake up signature moves to try to throw him off stage. Either way, he's done a good job at avoiding all of that nonsense. Simple trying to play the gauntlet game, look for some off-stage pressure, looking for the neutral lights to grab, slap, and throw down. And ground pound coming out, gonna be successful. Not enough damage for it to be super damaging just yet. Machete still in the game. Simple making the approach, the side lights, trying to find those string pickups.
Man, just look at the patience from Simple, man. Like, he's really just sitting there. Beautiful turnaround, gets the ground pound, easy enough, and he's on the verge of potentially 3-stocking Machete. Now, he is damaged, probably won't happen, but he has just amassed such a lead for himself at this point. And he's done it in a pretty calm and calculated manner, if I do say so myself. It doesn't really look like he's stressing himself out too much. He seems to be able to find the hits with relative ease. Granted, it's going to be an edge guard from Machete because Simple did not have a dodge, but it's already in the, kind of off white, I guess, rather, onto his last stock. So Simple doing good to kind of just get as much damage as humanly possible before getting sent to his second stock.
Machete with the side trying to get a little bit more out of this right now. Simple just playing a very careful game. Same with Machete. Simple has always been doing this kind of slow-paced string baiting out of Machete, and now we're going to see the dodge popping right out. The follow-up recovery not going to connect though. Machete really on point with his defensive options. Now trying to stay safe off stage, going for that ground pound. Not going to connect it though, but he's finding hits here and there. He's getting close to points where he can actually turn this around. Side sig, evening up the stocks, coming back. We might see reverse 3 from Machete if he keeps this up. I mean, he's been more and more successful with the side play over time.
Yeah, I mean, right there we even saw just how he was able to bring it back, and it looks like he's ready to do the same thing. Simple fighting him out. That haymaker not enough, but almost. I'm actually surprised even with the small kill boxes of Brawlhalla, but Simple just says, you know what, side sig, smell you later. Goes ahead and takes that game.
That's
So
game
Simple.
number 1, and just another notch on Simple's belt as he approaches ever closer and closer to that victory for the Mayhem of Ragnirock tournament. But we'll see if that will be the case, or if Machete can bring in at least 3 wins to force a reset.
Now we're going to Miami Dome. The music is gonna slap. It's guaranteed. I've yet to meet a person that didn't like it.
3, 2,
But I don't know, man. It's kind of in the same vein as Brawlhalla. It's a smaller stage. Granted, it does have those platforms, and the kill boxes, I want to say they're probably a little larger, maybe. But other than that, man, like, I don't know if this close quarter combat, the CQC, is necessarily what Machete wants. He does seem to like to take a lot of time to backdash and kind of bait out what his opponent's going to do. Now, granted, here, Simple has taken quite a bit of a beating from Machete thus far. But look at the way he backdashes.
With the close blast zones, there's still no heavy weapons or anything. No axes, no hammers to find those really early side air KOs. But either way, whoever has the most momentum, whoever gets the most damage advantage, can typically take advantage of those closest blast zones and just carry someone off stage into a recovery or something similar to find a KO. There's the side sig coming right out, finding the KO off on that left side. Very successful play from Simple so far, and not quite in the kill range unless he gets caught by maybe a down sig or a side sig from Machete on the spear or the scythe, really. So we'll see how this plays.
Okay, going for the side light. That's not going to work. It's caught by the recovery. Machete able to confirm that KO and go ahead and cycle the weapons here so we can delay the spawn just a little bit. Now trying to get this side light here. Look at that backdash, dash forward. He's just kind of biding his time, left, right, man. Taking their time here, doesn't want to rush in. That's fine. It seems to be working out thus far. Beautiful.
With a recovery, just trying to force Simple to stay off stage with the reversal now. Simple on stage, going to force the edge guard with the gauntlets, which can lead into a very difficult position. He's going to get the chase dodge off of that neutral light, though. Get back onto the stage. Simple now getting punished from the scythe and getting forced off stage again. And the range from that down light is going to give Machete a little bit of room to work with. Even if he finds a whiff, unless Simple gets a weapon throw approach, he's not going to be able to get too close unless he makes it back onto stage. And now he's got the map control. Simple is going to find a lot of success here. The recovery, though, going to force that KO. And Machete with the successful kill potential conversion is going to give him an advantage in the set, and that is going to put the pressure onto Simple. But the Haymaker, instant reversal, instant pressure relief, and now it's back to even.
Okay, Machete, how are you going to get this weapon? Looks like he's waiting for the next spawn here. Going to get caught up by the recovery as well. There we go. There's a spawn. Now he has a scythe. You can go ahead and kind of go back to the game plan he had before. Simple trying to get that extended conversion with the gravity cancel D-Light, but Machete was able to dodge out. And now we're kind of resetting to the same scenario that we've seen several times before. Both of them grounded, waiting for the other one to commit and whiff. So they're going to have to go ahead and overshoot some attacks here to catch them on the backdashes if they want to go ahead and capitalize. There we go. Does it a little too shallow once again, giving Machete this chance to go ahead and convert for more damage.
Neutral Sig is going to finish it off, and that's going to be Machete taking down game number 2, evening up the set so far, 1-1. But he still has a long way to go if he's looking for that win, because he's got to reset the bracket first. Going into the next game, though, they're not wasting a single second as Simple goes into the map vans, trying to figure out what exactly needs to go down in order for him to find a W here on some of these maps. Going for a lot of these flat maps, Brawlhaven, Thunderguard, and Shipwreck all on the table. We saw Brawlhaven already. We saw Simple take a W there. Those close blast zones not really doing Machete any favors, except for maybe on Miami Dome with the platforms, just sitting there, giving you a little bit more room to maneuver. But the flat spaces, it looks like that's where Simple wants to force Machete to try to maneuver around. No safety in the aerials, just flat map and wall. And this is going to be the shortest of all the walls on the map, but the longest of all the remaining. Well, I guess actually Thunderguard would be a little bit longer because of the platform in the middle, but still, it's a long map with very short walls and can be very devastating getting caught off stage, which is, I think, what we're going to see Simple try to go for. A lot of off-stage pressure and kills.
Okay. There we go. Scoop from Machete. Okay, sends him to the other side as well. Looking to extend for a little bit more damage. It's going to be pretty clean conversion from him, but Simple responding back in the same manner, getting a few hits in himself. He does have positioning here, trying to force Machete off the side. We were talking about this earlier, how he probably wants to go for a lot of offstage plays, but hasn't quite been able to force Machete quite off the stage yet. Has been able to kind of push him to the corner, and now he's off stage. This could be a moment for Simple to kind of make one of those plays. Doesn't even need to. Looks like he probably burned all his jumps before getting hit by that Haymaker, and just couldn't even have the tools at his disposal to make it back to the stage. So Simple's just gonna go ahead and pull a little bit ahead in this match with the stock lead.
He did, land that Haymaker off of a jump catch, so he didn't have any of those recoveries. But either way, Simple trying to get a lot more pressure off stage, forcing Machete off onto the wall space, making his way back off of that side air and that downlight option, forcing Simple way out. And now Simple trying to make his way back on the stage. The weapon throw not going to give him enough time to get in on top of Machete, and the side light coming out. The weapon throw going to be dodged, but the recovery is a bit of a, not a misread, but just an early read. Going to find the KO, though, on a Simple, evening up the stocks just a bit. And now Machete has advantage with the scythe play. Simple looking for that weapon, of course. Needs those gauntlets in order to pressure the way he's been pressuring the entire top 8 in the entire tournament.
And there you go, side sig from Simple. Tries to get the pogo as well on the Machete. Can't find it quite yet. He looks like he was reading a kind of an upward dodge there. That's why we saw him go for that jump recovery, but didn't KO. Machete didn't end up dodging in that direction. But still, man, Simple. There we go, nice conversion. Neutral light into chase dodge side sig. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Yeah.
That's the kind of clash that Machete was looking for, you know? Find the clash off stage when he doesn't have really any recoveries. Whether he gets the hit or the clash, it doesn't matter because it's going to lead into the KO. And now Machete has the lead, and he could take the lead in the set as well if he's careful about this and doesn't give Simple too much room to work with. And the way he's moving right now, the way he's not letting Simple get to that weapon, not have any really grounded area to sit down upon, we might see that exact scenario come to fruition.
Oh, okay, man. Just to dodge out of the recovery. Simple finding another one, though, in the red. As we see Machete spawn on his last stock, you see he goes ahead and cycles the weapon, so he does have another set of gauntlets queued up, and that's exactly what he's going to go ahead and throw away there. Didn't really get much mileage out of it, and Machete easily having a time with double unarmed recovery to seal out that stock as well, and giving himself what's going to be 2-1 in the set now.
2-1 in the set because of that 2-for-1 recovery on the kill. So there you go. And now going into game number 4, if Machete wins it right here, he'll get that quick reset. But we're seeing a character swap from Simple. A huge difference in the character swap as well because it's a Vrax. This is going to be the first Vrax that we're going to be seeing. The first Lance, of course, as well in the top 8. A very stark difference. And this is the pocket pick that I think a lot of people were waiting for out of Simple. That Vrax pick being, you know, something a lot of people weren't going to expect at the very least.
Now I'm wondering how is Vrax going to play out here, right? Has the attack stance, so he's going to be doing a little bit more damage with every single hit here. But I do know that, you know, Rocket Lance, out of all the weapons in this game, can be one of the ones that has the hardest time off stage. We've seen just how Machete can play with the spear and with this scythe, so it can make it very hard for Simple to get back. So we're gonna see how Simple's able to maneuver around that. So far he's doing all right, nothing too crazy, but we'll see when someone actually starts to really pull ahead.
Well, Simple looks like he's warming up his lance right now, getting a few big hits here and there. This is going to be a very difficult position for him, though, because Machete with the ground control is going to get a lot of damage off, and finding that KO very early on against Simple can put the pressure on real hard. If this doesn't work right here, he's going to have to re-up his entire play style, Simple is, and going into the reset bracket, because once we get past this point, if Machete wins right now, Simple is at risk at losing the whole thing now.
And there he goes. He's trying to get this stock here. The down air might be enough. Is there enough juice? He actually just dodges straight up, but doesn't drift to get the wall touch. So Machete's going to go ahead and lose that stock. Simple now having the stocks even. I've seen him go for a few Lance conversions before. I've seen him try to go for a side light side air, couldn't get it to connect, try to go for a side light down air. And the thing about that conversion is that the more percent that your opponent has, the little bit harder that down air conversion can be. And that's probably why he missed it the other time. But I still believe that Simple does have some of these strings in his arsenal here. There we go. That's one. I couldn't get the neutral light, but that's fine. Simple starting to get some momentum going here.
Punishers coming out from Simple. The ground pound coming up that's going to find the KO. And now one stock left for Machete. So this pick might end up being the pick that Simple needed. Oh, I'm going to miss the neutral sting, and that's going to be a big whiff. Punish from Machete, pushing him off stage. And now the side air is coming out from Simple as he makes it back, as Machete looks for a little bit more damage here. The side sig maybe coming out, but it's going to get punished as Simple is expecting it. He spaced himself out far enough that side sig wouldn't be too much of a problem. And now the haymaker coming out, not going to do it, but gets caught by the side sig this time around as a whiff punish rather than a KO finder like a metal detector or something, where he just couldn't find the line in the sand.
Okay, there we go. Sayer coming out from Simple here, tries to go for the ground pound, gets stuffed out by the recovery, but a side light Sayer from Simple is going to reset the scenario here. Machete taking his time to get back onto the stage. A side sig, just enough force from Simple to go ahead and slay Machete, and it looks like we are going to a game 5. If Simple is able to win here, that'll make him the winner of this entire tournament. But Machete needs to win this game to reset the bracket and go all the way, run another best of 5. So we're going to see if Simple's going to go ahead and close the book a little early, or if Machette's going to be able to instate one more chapter?
Well, that's one of the big questions that we're going to have to see answered, and he looks very comfortable on the Mirage. I mean, he did already take 2 games with it in this set, and once you make it to a game 5, it usually, unless you get beat real bad, I don't think it's usually a good idea to switch up your characters, because otherwise you're too ingrained in your mindset. And I mean, you already had 2 close games. You don't want to mess anything up. And at this point, Machette's down in terms of being in the lower side, quote unquote. So if he loses here, it's over, like you said. If Simple loses here, then it's the run backs. Machete has the chance to win. He has the chance to knock Simple out, but he's got to get to that point first.
Okay. And the decider is going to be Twilight Grove, man.
3, 2,
Loading in.
1.
Machette versus Simple. First weapon spawn is going to go to Machette. Has a spear in hand. He's hunting down Simple. Where Simple, now with the blasters, to dash sidelight to get a little bit of an opening, but Machette immediately responding back. You can see he went for that D-light, meaning he's fishing for these anti-airs here. He's looking for Simple to jump. And right there, he's able to punish it with a neutral air of his own.
Trying to hold the map control right now. Simple picking up the lance, looking for a lot of big damage. Getting caught out by any of those side airs, side lights, down lights can lead into a lot of damage, especially because there's a lot of stream potential, especially going off stage from Lance if Simple's able to find those read options. So Machete does have to be careful. The weapon throw gonna tap, but not anything too devastating. Weapon throw down from Machete, no follow-up, is gonna lead Simple back onto stage, and it's gonna be a lot of neutral swapping right now between both of these 2 players.
Okay. Machette has him toward the side. He reads a jump and goes for the jump recovery, but Simple not giving it to him. The retaliation side sig coming from Machette, though. It's going to make it a pretty rough time for Simple as Simple goes down. A bit of a stock waiting for the weapon spawn, but Machette was cycling on the right side there, so he kind of delayed the spawn a little bit. And now Machette with another scythe in hand, still starving Simple. Simple finally able to get a pair of blasters. Goes for the dash forward side light that we saw him get a little bit of mileage with before, but still no KO.
Simple looking for the blaster aerials, trying to get some work underway, get a little bit of damage on Machete's stock so that he can really find the finisher here. The recovery off the top is going to do it. Simple now with the lance, getting ready for this brand new stock, dancing around, trying to avoid any, wake up attacks. Going to hit him with the tip of that lance, though, as Machete tries to get a new weapon here, but is going to get stuffed out completely. Simple going for that aerial read with the neutral sig, not going to find it, though, as Machete turns around, finds that spear, and tries to make his way back on stage from that wall touch.
And just look at the amount of neutral sigs coming out from Simple. And at this point, it makes me wonder if he's even looking for Machette to jump, or if he's just trying to condition him to think that that's the read he's going to go for. And then later on, we might see a whole lot more side sigs coming out. But I mean, if I'm Simple, I kind of think now's the time to start throwing those out, because do you really want to go for a reset and have to go through a potentially another grueling Game 5 set?
I mean, Simple's got the game in his hands right now. This is his game to win or his game to lose. Either way it goes, he has the potential to win it all right now, so this has got to be on him. Machete right now putting in as much work as possible. He's already got a stock up. He just can't afford to lose a single stock right now and force this back into even without at least getting Simple into the KO percent, because otherwise this is going to be a very difficult position for him to come back from. Simple already taking a lot of damage from this scythe, though the side sig would have taken him out right there if it connected and forced the reset, but right now Machete has all the cards. Simple having a lot of trouble getting back on the stage. The fadeaway jumper from Machete looking for that KO ground pound off the side is not going to happen just yet, as Simple does get that KO, the side air, forcing Machete. Now he just needs to get even more damage off, force Machete into that kill potential, and find a successful sig. But that's easier said than done. Simple getting punished so often, trying to find him a little bit more damage, forcing him to yellow. Machete coming back onto the right side of the recovery, not going to find the kill. And now the separation on the island. It's a very tense moment.
There we go. These guys are trying to make this happen. Machete, the side light will be enough. That means we have ourselves a reset. And now Simple and Machete are going to have to duke it out one more time. Well, at least 3 more times, but one more set, potentially 5 more times. And if you see Simple switching back to the Wushang, So the Vrax, he didn't like the way it was playing out in that last game, and I feel like I have to agree with him there. The successful SIGs to SIGs thrown out ratio was just skewed, not in his favor at all. I think the Wushang is pretty safe, comfortable pick. That's where he got this far to begin with. You know, that's the reason he's here. It's this legend.
It's what he took the beat down on Machete with the first time and everybody else in the tournament. So it's hard to really determine what you should swap to. He tried it with the Vrax. It sort of worked, but it wasn't enough. And he needs, I think, just to stick to his, well, fists, his gauntlets, the things that he's been so successful with. He's got to be careful about throwing his weapon away. That's something where he gets caught out without a weapon. He just gets a lot of damage dealt. He gets lost on a lot of those strings and positionings that Machete just takes advantage. So he's got to be careful there. But we're seeing right now Machete already get a huge advantage on a simple. The weapon throw going to tap it and force a more dangerous position out. But he does get the wall touch. He does get back on the stage. And now Machete, with that scythe, getting a little bit more damage out, is starting to make an even stronger position and argument for why he should be the champion here.
Okay, he's going to get the scoop right there, throws him down, and that's going to be the first stock. Machete pulling ahead again, might be able to make the gauntlet run here to get through 2 sets to make it to the championship spot. But Simple is seemingly struggling now a lot more with Machete, and I wonder if it's because of how Machete's been taking a bit more of a more reserved, a kind of laid back play style here, where you can see he just kind of waits it out, and he seems patient beyond belief, man. And I know there's a lot of people where that can generally be the issue. Sometimes people just don't have the patience to counter patience with even more patience.
And I mean, going for those patient plays, they can work out. And we saw a lot of success out of it from Simple right now. But Machete's trying to really take the advantage, try to take the initiative in these fights. And that aggression can really break up the monotony when someone's trying to play really patient and go for those read option plays. Simple right now, finding that KO is going to get a little bit of room to work with here. But Machete still has the lead. And this more active playstyle for Machete has been more successful against Simple and is what got him the reset. So Simple's really got to change things up if he's going to find a victory here.
Yeah, I mean, just look at this. Machete still putting on the pressure, the oppression. Simple trying to weave his way through, tries to use a weapon toss to break up the dissonance, but still does not work as he gets caught once again by Machete. Simple still trying to get in there. He just can't seem to connect the hitboxes. Look, he was whipped in there. Another weapon throw to try to break the mold. Still can't land a meaningful hit. Machete is pretty much all over him here with the neutral game play. Simple has yet to win an exchange in a moment now.
Weapon throw for Machete now. Trying to go for the combo setup, but neither one of those throws are going to set up for anything so far. Simple finding the neutral light into the weapon pickup. Ground pound not going to connect. Simple now stuck off stage. Machete no weapon though. He's got to give up that ground in order to get a weapon advantage. Simple throwing his weapon away again is going to cost him a little bit, and that's going to be the stock. Punishing from Machete as he uses that down light kickoff to force that stock gone. And that's one of those things that you just can't get caught on. Getting weapon throws can lead into those combos that can let you gap close, but if you get caught out of position, then it can cost you everything.
There we go. Look at this, man. We're just going left, right, man. They're actually just not wanting to throw out hitboxes at all. There we go. A punish coming out from Machete. Tries to go for a neutral light, another neutral light, and that could have been a conversion to a jump recovery because he did get the dodge, but didn't end up going for that. There we go again. This time he goes for it. Doesn't repeat the same mistake twice. But man, Simple is struggling.
Machete with the neutral air kick, trying to make his approach on a Simple. Simple with the side sig, not going to connect that though, too far away. But he is going to find the side light recovery. Machete still with a lot of room to work with, no weapon. But we've seen more than enough KOs from unarmed positions. So Simple now with the gauntlets is going to be a little bit more difficult for Machete to find that KO, but the side air is going to set him up for that weapon pickup. It's going to set him up for the side sig potential here. Something that we've seen him do, a neutral sig, just something to KO Simple off the top, off the side. Either way, he's got the advantage right now.
Okay, Simple, can you bring this back? He's really damaged. We know how strong Machette can be with the counter options. I mean, look at that. There's no way he's recovering from that low. There's no way.
And that's why you go for that's why you go for this map, is those edge game plays, forcing players off, forcing them to use all their recoveries, and even if they are gonna make it back, that means that they will expend everything to do so, and then you can punish real consistently. I won't say easily because it's not always so easy, but still.
All right, here we go. Back to the drawing board once again. Simple looking at the legend selection screen, trying to decide, man, the Wushang didn't work out. The Rex kind of worked out, but didn't get me the W. Who do I use here? What is the correct option?
He pulled out the Vrax. It had some success. It had limited success, I'll say. But I think, honestly, yeah, I think you just stick with it because he's still finding, some wins here and there. I don't know who you really switch to. Maybe if you're really comfortable with the swap, maybe you go to like a Val pick because Sword is really, easy to use, versatile. And if you got to make a switch, it's always a safe pick, especially if you want to stick to those gauntlets. If you want to if you want to hold on to that spear, there's a lot of other characters to go for. But in my opinion, Simple's been really holding on to those gauntlets. If he does make a swap, my only guess would be to switch to the Val pick. Machete already starting off strong, forcing Simple off stage. That's a KO. That's it. That's a 15-second KO.
Yeah. Machette just he got the dodge read. And he's caught on to the pattern here. That there must be Simple. Just kind of making it easy for him. I feel like I've seen Machette kind of go for a few of the same setups now, and Simple seemingly has a pattern in the way he dodges that's making it a little bit easier for Machette to get these conversions here. That time he tried to go for an aggressive retaliatory maneuver, and Machette just was not having it. And now another Scythe in hand, gonna get the neutral light into the jump recovery, and he's been stuffing Simple a lot in the air as too. Rather from the air as well. Like Simple has been jumping in with a lot of attacks. Might need to stay a little bit more grounded here, but needs to watch out for the backdash side light or backdash down light from Machette. He hasn't been able to space himself around that yet.
Simple trying to make the approach with the spear, making his way back on the stage. With Machete with the punish is going to force him off stage, and the ground pound coming up, not going to connect it. Is Simple with the whiff punish is going to find that KO with the side sig. That's going to even up the stocks, but the damage is still putting Simple behind, and that can be a very difficult position to get back from, especially with Machete playing the Mirage pick. Those signature moves can have a lot of force, especially off stage when stuff comes down like those downlight side air combinations.
Oh, and that weapon toss almost going the perfect little distance around the ledge there. Not quite able to connect. Machette still on the prowl looking for this ground pound. There it is able to confirm the KO on a Simple yet again with the stock lead. Simple is starting to look lost, man. I mean, after getting reset, he really hasn't shown too many signs of life. I'm a little worried for him. Are you there? Are you breathing? Need a little bit of CPR to bring him back.
Well, if he if he gets caught breathless, then there's only one thing to do, and that's come up in the last potential game. I mean, if Simple loses right here, and he's kind of on the warpath, or he's kind of off the warpath to lose here. I mean, Machete's taken all that momentum from the beginning and just turn it around in his favor. Simple trying to find damage, trying to find signature moves, just anything to force him to gain a little momentum in this fight. He can't even find the KO from the side sig there on the Machete, and he makes his way back. Now he could totally find a KO while he's got Machete on the wall. He's got the maul slip in tow already, with the side air coming out. Simple getting punished off of these attack throws. Machete he's looking incredibly strong right now, and this is a very strong argument for Machete to potentially win this whole thing.
Yeah, I mean, Machette looks like he's going to go ahead and blaze through this game and just win the subsequent one and make himself the champion. I mean, look at that scoop, even putting on more pressure, throwing out these side airs. Now the recovery from Simple, trying to take out Machette, but still can't take him out, man. Don't come back to Shipwreck.
That was such a major read out of Machete with the scythe to just grab Simple right out of his recovery. He knew it was coming. It's happened so many times before. Simple pulling out those side light to recovery stops to try to get as much vertical play and juggling as he possibly can. Machete was just so ready in that moment that he could just throw him out there and then go bop, 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 bop into a KO not even seconds later. So what an amazing play from Machete. One game away from finding the victory here, taking the whole tournament down off of the loss against Machete already. Getting back into the grands from those losers finals. This is Machete with the spaghetti.
You know, this is what kind of, I don't know,
already
man.
ready.
I thought that Simple might use one of his 3 games in the reset to try that Vrax out again, just because he was able to get a win in that first set. But it looks like he decided that Wushang, till he dies, going to ride it out. And we're going to Blackguard this time around. I'm glad that we're not seeing Shipwreck again, because that just was not working out for Simple. So he's going to go ahead, try a different stage, and hopefully he's going to be able to get something here. But game starting off the same way. Machete gets the first weapon, starts starving Simple, and it never seems to get a lot prettier from there. Machete has pretty much been smothering him.
Gosh.
Look where the weapon spawn is too. All right, Simple. He's actually just gonna fight him unarmed. Screw it, man. He's gonna go ahead and grab
sometimes that's what you gotta do. I mean, you gotta pull out all the stops. You gotta pull out the dirty moves. And those unarmed opportunity plays are sometimes what you need. Simple trying to take Machete off stage, but the scythe play is just too much to handle. Machete really coming back into the mix. He still has the recovery, and that's going to allow him to not only get back on stage, but get a little bit of damage on the Simple as well. Not the final hit, though. No throw off, no bounce off the wall to get that final hit and force the edge guard entirely. But that platform now coming off, Simple has a little bit of room to work with the recovery coming down, and Machete trying to get a little bit more damage with the spear.
Okay, here we go. Tries to go for the sig right there, won't find it. Picks up the scythe, still not dead though. Able to fade back with the recovery as well to avoid certain death. Simple on the prowl now. I feel like if Simple is able to at least just get a stock lead at some point, he'll be able to kind of try and nickel and dime his way that way.
Good options from Machete. Getting those neutral air alternate options to throw Simple off the stage to the right side as opposed to the left, getting him away from that floating platform so that if he does have him in an edge guard position, there's less positioning that Simple can do to make his way back to stage. Very smartly done.
Yikes.
That, well, okay, I guess that was not as close as I thought it was going to be. Machete got the down air dive kick onto Simple off stage. That could have potentially led into something if Machete had any other jump options, but it seemed more like a desperate attempt at getting damage out nonetheless. Either way, getting anything like that, typically better than not getting some damage off. So kudos for at least realizing the opportunity to do so.
Here we go, Simple and Machete going at it. There we go, the scoop, and dodges the same way again. Gonna get caught by that second neutral light into jump recovery. Making it easy for Machete to get these long extended conversions. Has to mix up the directions just a wee bit. All right, the toss, can't get the ground pound. Now Simple off the side here. Machete might go for that reverse ground pound. Doesn't even need to. Looks like Simple's able to weave his way around the top to get and regain center. But man, Simple, he's just trying. He's just trying. I can see he really, I can feel kind of the, what's the word? I guess kind
the
of
energy, the pressure.
Yeah, I can see how hard his
intensity.
Brain is kind of turning to see how he can get a hit.
I mean, every single move that he makes, his brain wrinkles just a little bit more. I mean, you can see he is no smooth brain making his approach and getting that scoop swap off onto Simple, forcing off of that right side, forcing Simple onto the wall. Machete just waiting back, trying to bait him into that recovery, and there it is. You can see him just reading all these options out. Simple on his last legs. This is his tournament stock now, somewhere we haven't seen him at all at any point throughout this entire tournament. Machete now getting so much damage, already building up on the Simple. Simple trying to make his way back on the stage, get a little bit of damage off. He's got 2 stocks to run through against Machete just to stay alive. Machete off on the stage, weapon throw into the recovery, and now the turnaround on the Simple, from Simple. with the spear now, the weapon spawn right above Machete, going to give Machete so much room to work with the Simple now. Getting thrown off stage, the recovery's got, if Machete goes for one, could throw Simple into a vortex of pain and anguish as he gets thrown off stage with the weapon throw, jumps right into it. I guess a baiting move, but Simple now trying to force this stock off the recovery, a neutral light, anything. Now Simple in in a very punishable position, and there it is. Machete is your Mayhem of Ragnirock 1v1 EU champion.
Why did he do that? I mean, he must have had a read or something on the movement of Machete, but that definitely was not the play. I don't know. There's like a certain amount of like sadness I feel when I see a someone lose a tournament by way of whiffed signature, but Machete doing an immaculate job of just kind of burning through the bracket there, was able to get pretty far just through the winner's side, right? Made it to winners finals, ended up losing to Simple, but went ahead, got through Blaze on the loser's side, and then was able to beat Simple in the reset pretty convincingly, I might add, especially in the second set there, taking that 3-0. Oof.
Yep, the reset was quite simply Machete just exploding with everything that he's put together throughout the entire tournament. Just getting that really quick comeback onto Simple, getting the revenge that he needed against Simple for what he pulled against him in the winners finals. So now that we have that done, Machete is the winner. Simple first place. Looking at this, we got Blaze in the third, Knees in the fourth. Tied for fifth is Viper and Chetaro, and tied for seventh, Agzo and Pavelski. So coming all the way through the bracket, Machete coming out on top, not Blaze. Machete coming out with the win off of a hard reset. Fantastic stuff, and not much more to say about that.
Yeah, Machete, man. I'm going to go ahead and, get confirmation on how the heck he wants his name to be pronounced, because I have 15 different people telling me 15 different things, and all I know is I'm Haitian, and when we speak Haitian Creole, it's kind of like an off-brand of French, right? We say machete, right? That's how we say the word in our language, but I thought French machete, I don't know, some people say machete. I'm like, all right, well, we'll find out for you next time.
All I know is that there was that one film by Danny Trejo where it was pronounced machete, but that's completely different. Anyway, there's all these possibilities. That's not what we're talking about. Stay tuned for more tournaments here on the Brawlhalla channel. We got Pro Series coming up this week, Tuesday and Thursday, so stay tuned. You'll see more of these EU players coming out, everything swinging, crew battles, 3v3s, 1v1s, 2v2s, you name it, you'll see it this week with these teams. So stay tuned to this channel. We'll see you guys in the next one. I'm You Got Froned, and I'm here with Flambeau, and